No payments and no interest for 12 months on approved credit.
Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
The Boat Show, the Boat Show,
the Big Seattle Boat Show.
The Big Seattle Boat Show. It's the best time to buy. January 30th through February 7th with big selection, big discounts, and big fun for everyone. It's a big deal. Presented by Sundance Yachts and Port of Seattle.
The Boat Show, the Boat Show. You gotta cruise the Boat Show. You won't believe how cool it is.
So bring the family.
Details and discount tickets at SeattleBoatShow.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
ESPN's NFL power rankings are out. Good news for Seattle. The Seahawks are top dogs. Rounding out the top 5 are the Patriots and Broncos, both battling for the number 1 seed in the AFC this weekend. And the 49ers and Rams. 3 NFC West. All of the NFC West, minus the Cardinals. Sorry, Cardinals. In the top 5 of ESPN's NFL power rankings. I'm happy to see Seattle at the top. I feel like not that Seattle gets blatantly disrespected, right? But I do think that really cool offenses just garner much more attention, and that's not Seattle's strength, and so it's kind of cool to see them at the top.
Seattle is what is the regional car here in the Northwest?
A Subaru.
Subaru Forester. That is what the Seattle's offense is. Like, hey, it's safe. 4-wheel drive, you know. You're not going to outrun anybody on the highway, but you know what? You can get dirty a little bit. It's not a sexy car, but you know it can work. That's the offense. And people like the high-powered offenses. Yeah. You know, they like the fast cars.
They want the Mustang.
Yeah. They want
the Dodge Charger.
Exactly.
The other cars.
The other fast ones.
The other fast cars.
Exactly. So because this offense, and we can't ignore, it's just like the turnovers, man. Like when you lead the league in fumbles, right, when your quarterback has like 14 interceptions, they're going to look at that, and they're not going to trust it. But thankfully, football is a team sport. You have a defense that is top 3 in the league. You have a special teams unit that's top 2 in the league. You have young talent. You have a defense that can match up with anybody. You have an offensive line. That last game is the best I've seen an offensive line play. There were some plays where I'm just scratching my head like, y'all looking silly out there. There are more plays where I see the progress and the hand placement, the angles. And it's like they're getting better. So it's a team sport, and I think that ESPN, that's the way they're looking at it. And they're saying, yeah, their offense might not be the best. Even though they're the second scoring offense in the league, it's the turnovers. But they're looking at them as a team, not as one unit that's holding them down.
I think last year there were some questions about Jalen Hurts, but the Eagles were a much more definitive number 1 team for a lot of people. I feel like people thought, well, Patrick Mahomes, you can never count the Chiefs out. They've got this crazy record. They keep getting lucky. It's Patrick Mahomes. They've won 1 million Super Bowls. It's just going to happen. And then in the NFC, everyone was like, look at what Saquon Barkley's doing. Look at this Eagles offensive line. The defense might have some questions, but this defensive line is rolling. Everyone's looking great. And so it felt like a more obvious kind of power battle at the top. I think this year, you can make a case that the Seahawks are the best team in the NFL, but it is not unanimous. And you're going to have people, I just read you during the break, a tweet from a Pro Football Focus analyst that I follow who was saying, man, the line's really moving towards Seattle in this one, and I'm trying to figure out why. And then you have people commenting going, well, I mean, Seattle's defense is pretty good. San Francisco's can't really generate a pass rush. And I just feel like there's no consensus on the best team, which has made this a really fun year in the NFL, a really interesting year, a year with truly a lot of parity. Right. You talked about how this could be the only year Josh Allen has to actually get to and win a Super Bowl. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. It also means that I don't think anyone's betting on one team to get it done. I don't think anyone is fully convinced that any one team is going to get this done.
The Seahawks, the Patriots, and the Broncos have the best record in football. The Broncos, you worry about Bo Nix. The Patriots, are they tested because of their schedule? And the Seahawks, you're wondering if the offense can hold on to the football long enough for them to win those ball games. The fact that the top 3 in the power rankings, you have these questions. You have questions about every team, but these are bigger questions, right? Yeah. you have those questions about those top 3, let you know exactly what this NFL is looking like. And then the 4, the San Francisco 12-4 came out of nowhere and have nobody on defense. It's weird, but I love it. And then the 5, the number 5 in the power ranking, most people think is the best team in the NFL, and they just lost to Atlanta Falcons. They lost to the Panthers. Who else they lose to? The Eagles. I think that's a quality loss, though. There's just and then number 6, you got the Jacksonville Jaguars at number 6. Duval in this piece.
Duval.
This is the most fun I've had watching football because there are no guarantees. Mahomes is going to make the playoffs. They're going to make a run, go to 7 straight conference championships. Lamar is going to get to the conference championship, but he's not going to make it. But he has to get through Josh Allen. I like that it's mixed up this way, and at the same time it's mixed up, and the Seahawks are legit contenders in this fight.
From DraftKings, their latest odds, this is from yesterday morning, so maybe it's changed a little bit. Top 5 teams with the most bet on teams to win the Super Bowl. Do you want to guess number 1? It's different than it was a few weeks ago.
Really? Number 1, I'm going to go with the Patriots.
Seahawks.
Really? See, even I don't believe it. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
I'm
I don't
scared.
either.
I'm scared.
So Seahawks, Rams, and there's not a ton separating these teams. Seahawks, Rams, Broncos, Niners, Patriots. This may have changed since last night.
Seahawks, Rams, Broncos, Niners, Patriots.
Does that feel right?
Yeah. I mean,
I'm actually surprised the Niners are a little higher.
Shake that thing up and pick a name out of a hat, and it'll make sense to me.
Are you surprised the Jags are a little lower? So better odds than the Jags, the Eagles, and Bills. Both have better odds than the Jags.
No, I'm not. Because you know what? The Jags have to do what the Seahawks have to do earlier this year. Is keep winning and make people believe. They've lost to the Texans, the Rams, the Seahawks, the Bengals. Bengals was a bad loss. But then look, the wins. They've gone on a run, right? Woo, the Jags are hot, Stacy.
Yeah.
Chargers, okay. Cardinals, Titans, Colts, Jets. Broncos, all right. The Colts. Their schedule hasn't been too crazy. You got to respect the wins because this is the NFL.
Yeah.
But Trevor got to prove it.
Now, if you're trying to make some real money, longest odds, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the Panthers, neither of whom have clinched their division yet.
If I could, I'd put $5 on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I mean, 150 to 1 for that one.
You're going to Sizzler.
Steelers, Ravens, unsurprisingly, the 4 teams that are still battling for a spot. Chargers also with 28 to 1. Not a lot of belief in the Chargers.
Weird team, man.
Yeah, they are. It's Justin Herbert's so amazing, but with very little consistent protection.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Get them right.
Plant Justin Herbert in Jalen Hurts' place. It's a very interesting Eagles team.
Ooh. That's a take.
That would be a fun game to play at some point during the bye, maybe, which we'll definitely have, knock on wood, is you can take a quarterback and plant him on another team and what does it look like? Justin Herbert on the Eagles would be fun. That would be fun.
Contenders
That'd
for
be a
real.
great time. 2 of the league's best teams face off Saturday night. So who's NFL analyst Benjamin Solak taking in this one? He joins us next.
Hey, everybody, it's Bob Stelton here along with Dave Wyman from the Wyman and Bob Show. And it's going to be tough, Dave, to top 2025. The Mariners, 8 outs away from the World Series. The Seahawks, as we sit, are the #1 seed in the NFC. How do they top that in 26?
How about Mariners to the World Series and the Seahawks win the Super Bowl in 2026? What do you think?
I can't wait. Merry Christmas to all of our listeners. Happy New Year. Have a good one, everybody.
What Bob said.
Between all the holiday parties,
weekend tailgates,
and family get-togethers,
we've been overindulging a little more than usual over the holidays. But now, we are starting the new year off on a healthier note by taking Active Liver supplements from New Nordic every day.
Active Liver contains a powerful blend of turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke extract, all natural ingredients that help protect the liver so that it can protect you from toxins. It's like giving my body a daily detox. I've never felt better, and my energy is through the roof.
And my doctor is already impressed with how much better my numbers are looking. So if better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, Get Active Liver today and start the year off knowing you're giving your liver some well-deserved relief.
Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com. Or pick some up today at your local CVS, ShopRite, Meijer Grocery. Are now available at Wegmans. New year, new you, new Nordic.
Boy, am I glad to be done with my holiday shopping.
Oh, I know.
And now I just want to relax.
Me too. Well, except there's one more store we should check out.
Oh, no way.
Because this week, we can get a Samsung, LG, or Sony TV at an incredible price.
Really? Where?
At Video Only's year-end clearance sale. They're really cutting deals.
Because the holidays are over?
Yep. So this is our chance to get what we wanted for Christmas.
Are the prices really that good?
Yes. For 7 days they are. And Video Only has those top-rated models we were thinking about all on sale.
All right. The best stuff cheap is worth a trip.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Cars for Kids, KARS Cars for Kids.
Hurry! It's our last chance to donate for 2025.
Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Hurry! It's our last chance to donate for 2025.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
ESPN's power rankings are out, and the Seahawks are holding steady in the top spot. The Patriots, Broncos, 49ers, and Rams round out the top 5. Speaking of the top, the NFC and AFC's top seeds, plus 4 division titles, remain up for grabs in Week 18. Seattle and San Francisco battling it out for the NFC West and number 1 seed in the NFC this Saturday night at 5 p.m.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
This is Bump and Stacy.
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross. Here we go now.
ESPN's Benjamin Solak joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Benjamin, how's it going?
I'm well, Stacy. How you doing?
Fantastic. Really excited for not just a final weekend of football before we head into the playoffs, but for a Seahawks team that's actually going to the playoffs. A nice change from last season. Obviously, a lot to talk about with Saturday night's matchup and battle for the number 1 seed. We do want to take a look around the rest of the NFL, too. I'm going to start with a simple, who do you got in this one between San Francisco and Seattle?
Oh, man.
Just easy question.
Yeah, I think it's Seattle. I continue to think that the Niners defense is going to actually get them in trouble at some point. Is it the Seahawks offense that's fully prepared to do that? Is Sam Darnold playing well enough to get that done? I have my doubts. I think this is going to be a very, very tight one. But I am confident in Mike McDonald, that defense, and their ability to slow down the 49ers offense. And I think that the Niners are just not built to play in a low-scoring game that has a lot of possessions and a lot of punts, because eventually that defense will get got over time. They need to be scoring explosives. They need to be putting a lot of points on the board to kind of get to the scripts that work for them. So I lean Seattle, but that's like a 51-49 sort of thing.
How has Brock Purdy been able just to insert himself and play some good ball, right? The last 2 weeks, 5 touchdowns 1 week, 3 the other week. And then just that quarterback room in general, because Mac Jones came in and looked good. What is it about Kyle Shanahan, this offense, that allows a guy like Purdy to step back in and go, and for Mac Jones to kind of step in and be solid?
Same as it's always been, man. It's the same answer since 2017. This Kyle guy's pretty good at this, isn't he? There were moments there in the early days of Kyle Shanahan where it was like, man, look at all this pre-snap motion. Look at this outside zone play action. Like they're pulling these schematic levers, and these are new, and this is fresh, and it's from the Mike Shanahan offense, and this is what's working. We've now jumped the shark to the point where it's just Kyle is so good at sitting down on a Monday, figuring out what's going to stress out your defense, figuring out how to get CMC to his buckets on the field, figuring out how to get George Kittle to his spots in the field, figuring out the 3 or 4 calls they're going to get a receiver open across the middle of the field, Jawan Jennings, Kendrick Bourne, Ricky Pearsall, whoever it is. It's him and McVay. They're just the best doing it. And it's a lot like the quarterback conversation where we say, like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson, they're the best. And then here's the second tier, and they're pretty close. No, it's like, there's the dudes at the top of Everest, and then there's the dudes below. Like Kyle is leaps and bounds better than the 4th best, 5th best offensive play caller in the league, whoever that is. And so it just comes down to Kyle being extremely good at what he does. And then specifically in the case of Brock, relative to Mac Jones, relative to Jimmy Garoppolo, and other iterations of this offense that we've seen, is the few times that you get him, the few times you get to the red zone, you get to goal line situations, there's not enough space on the field, Kyle can't scheme it up. Brock is just really good outside of structure. He's a great scramble player. He makes guys miss with quickness. He can throw in the move. He's a creative thrower. And so even in those 5 to 6 to 7 plays where you stop this offense on the chalkboard, Brock can get outside of the pocket and kill you.
I wanted to ask you about Sam Darnold and Seattle's offense, maybe what you think has been happening here, because I think that we have collectively as NFL fans recency bias with almost everything. And the one thing that's happening with Seattle's offense is not that people thought it was like a juggernaut that couldn't be stopped and suddenly has, but it's that we're going, they're really slow starters, or they really don't lean into the pass. And it's like, well, wait a minute. They were averaging the most passing yards per play, and they were averaging the most points in the first half of any team. And I know that part of that's the schedule, right? And it tilted a little bit with some tougher opponents in the second half, but by no means was the DNA of this offense one where Sam Darnold was just a game manager trying not to make mistakes. They were making some real plays and impressive throws. What do you think has happened for them?
Yeah, so I think that some of the injuries have gone a little bit underappreciated, right? I think the absence of Elijah Arroyo has affected their ability to get into multiple tight end sets. And that was something they really liked to do, to force base defense onto the field. They would get you with 3 linebackers on the field, and then they would throw off those looks. They're getting a lot less base these days because they're spending more time in 11 personnel because they lost Arroyo, and they obviously had a Rashid Shaheed at the trade deadline. No Torrey Horton as well, who, I'm not telling you Torrey Horton was like a critical part of this offense or anything, but he was a clear option for them as their 2 receiver sets when they were in 12 personnel, when they had only 2 receivers on the field. He's been replaced by Shaheed, and Sam and Shaheed have really struggled to find chemistry in the first, 6, 7, 8 weeks together. The nice thing about that is that's really a light bulb turning on sort of a thing. It can be bad for 7 weeks, and all of a sudden in the 8th week, just like immediately start to be successful. But a lot of the Shaheed isolation stuff, the slant routes, some of the back shoulder fade stuff, like they're just not seeing the field the same way. And that was obviously a concern in week 15. Now, week 18, we got 1 week left, and not even really, this is kind of a playoff game. Like, you got to start figuring this out. So some of it's in the absences and the changing personnel. I also think that there was a clear choice philosophically, Clint Kubiak and Mike McDonald, to say, hey, we're really going to pour more resources into our running game, more of our offensive designs and foolishness and scheme stuff and motion and all the levers and baubles we have at our disposal. We're going to pour more and more of those into this running game, not in the belief that we're going to, be elite throwing the football and elite running the football, but in the sense that we need to be able to play different modes. We have to try to find a different pitch. That way we're not just a one-dimensional offense coming into the playoffs. So there's been some improvement in the running game, and that's been, I think, the result of pouring a lot of schematic resources into that. But then the long and the short of it, like the very simple last thing is that Sam is not playing well, right? I mean, like first 8 weeks of the season, Sam was playing lights out. We got to week 11. He played that Rams team. The Rams, he threw 4 picks against them. He looked flustered. He lost control, and he hasn't recovered. I mean, he simply has not recovered. He's underconfident in the pocket. He is padding the football. He is padding his feet. He is late to throws. He is inaccurate in tight windows. Like, everything that was working for him in the first 11 weeks has stopped working for him. And that, to me, is like, I don't know how you solve that.
With all that you just said, the struggles of Sam Darnold, can he play like that and his team make a run at the Super Bowl?
You have to say yes, because we saw it in September, and, it's not fair to be like, that was September, it was 4 months ago, it doesn't exist anymore. So it is absolutely in the range of outcomes. However, like if you made me bet money on, hey, the Seahawks lose in the NFC playoffs, what was it that brought the loss about? What was the big issue? I would put most of my money on Sam Darnold right now. That is like very clearly the weakest point of this team. Some of that is a testament to the offense and JSN and or the defense, and JSN, like the strengths at other positions. But in general, Sam is not playing above average football for the NFC playoff quarterback field, right? When you look at what you're getting from Stafford and Jordan Love and Brock Purdy, Darnold is clearly one of the weaker starters in the NFC playoff field. Again, there are light bulb aspects to this, right? Like Shaheed and that chemistry is the sort of thing that can get figured out and fast. You have a guy in JSN who you don't need to make spectacular throws for him to have 150 yards through the air, right? Like there are islands, there are resources, there are pockets, there's ways to get through this and still survive. But in general, my faith in Darnold has not been lower at any point in the season than it is right now.
I know that we all say defense wins championships, but understandably we all focus on franchise quarterbacks because it sure feels like there's a pretty positive correlation there. However, if we were to look at the onus being on anyone with the Seahawks team, do you look straight to Mike McDonald, maybe some individual players with defense? Where do you look at, this guy, this unit has to pick up the slack here?
Yeah, this defense is absolutely good enough to win a championship with, right? I mean, we talked about, can Sam Darnold recover his caliber of play? Man, Jalen Milroe could play the 4 games, and they still might be able to do it. This is a year for NFL defenses with Seattle, with Houston, and with Denver. And I think that you start to see some cracks in Denver's armor there defensively over the last few weeks. Houston's defense is still great. They're dealing with more injury. A lot of their guys are banged up and playing less than 100%. Seattle right now, the Panthers film this week was unbelievable. The Panthers had a long offensive play of 11 yards. They had 52 plays in the day. Their longest play picked up 11 yards.
And it was a run.
The fourth time that's happened. This is the fourth time that's happened this century. It was the first play of the game, I'm pretty sure. They were the tackling is unbelievable. The physicality is astonishing. The depth is ridiculous, right? It's Ty Okada one play. It's Uchenna Nwosu the next play. It's Boye Mafe the third play. It's Jared Reed the fourth play. They just have dudes on dudes on dudes. It's ridiculous how well the units gel, how well coached they are. They see everything, right? Dave Canales is pitching his best stuff, just heaters in terms of passing concepts. And Seattle's got 2 guys on everybody. It's just they are a delight and a revelation to watch. And they've been so good against Purdy and the 49ers. You saw that earlier this year. They've been good against Stafford and the Rams. Even that second game where the Rams put a bunch on them, second half they tightened the screws down. They really, really did. And so to me, If you told me Seattle losing the NFC playoffs, whose fault is it? I would bet a lot of money on Darnold. If you tell me Seattle shows up in the Super Bowl this year, I'm going to bet that they allowed 45 total points over 3 playoff games. This defense is that caliber.
It's cool hearing other people, including yourself, talk about just the Seahawks defense. I heard what Watt called McDonald a genius. And, I've watched a lot of defenses, and I respect what he's doing. But is there anything specific? Is it pre-snap? Is it the matchups that he creates? What do you see that makes this McDonald defense so great?
So the number one thing that they do extremely well is the defensive line's ability to slow runs down behind the line of scrimmage is critical because they are trying to fit the run with players from depth coming into the box late, right? Typically your safeties, this is where Kobe Bryant comes down, Julian Love comes down, Ty Okada comes down. And to get that last additional player down in the box late, your defense has to be able to slow run to the line of scrimmage. Nothing can hit fast vertically between the tackles because then that running back gets up on that last fit or too fast to get to him in space, and then it's an explosive run. You saw that first drive, week 11 against the Rams, where Kyron Williams had those 2 big runs. They got up on him fast, right? Byron Murphy, man. Leonard Williams, holy Moses. The ability to take on double teams and to gum everything up in the interior. DeMarcus Lawrence this year. Good God, DeMarcus Lawrence this year. Their ability to take on double teams, to slow combination blocks, to crash into pullers, and to make those runs pitter-patter behind the line of scrimmage is integral to how this defense works. So that's step one. Then the second thing that they do that, to me, has been McDonald since the Baltimore days has really been impressive, is that they're just extremely dialed in to route combinations down the field, right? Even on some of the explosive plays that the Rams got on them in the second game, they had everything covered up. And it was just Stafford creating and taking extra beat and throwing the ball where it doesn't belong because the Seahawks were so good at taking away the first play that there was space in the scramble drill and space to go create afterward. And so they're really tight into route combinations. Every single week, they're on your best stuff. They know what your formations are telling them. They know what your player alignment is telling them. There's really well film studied. Ernest Jones is really, really good in that regard and getting his guys set up. And then the third and final thing, which really you saw this in the Panthers game, they tackle unbelievably well in space. And so many defenses are, okay, if we get 2 and the first guy slows them down, it's everything. No. In Seattle, it's one-on-one in space. Our safeties against your wide receivers, our linebackers against your back. We're going to win with minimal yards after contact. And in today's NFL with tackling rules, that just doesn't happen. Nobody gets to do this. And their ability to minimize the dirty yardage and the hitting yardage to make 2nd and 8s actually be 2nd and 8s, not 2nd and 7, 2nd and 6, no, 2nd and 8. That is a sign of an extremely well-coached, high-effort unit. They are, to me, it's them and D'Amico Ryans' unit in Houston. They just stand leagues above everybody else in terms of tackling and physicality.
If you were to look at the rest of the NFC playoff bracket right now, and feel free to assume that either NFC South team gets, because I don't think they're going to be your answer here. Which team to you is maybe just especially intriguing? You got not the most questions about in a bad way, but you're just thinking man, I do not know how to place this team.
You said the NFC South specifically? Or the whole NFC?
The whole NFC playoff bracket.
Yeah, I mean, I like Philadelphia. I don't think Philadelphia can beat anybody in the NFC playoff field. But also, it's exactly that moment in which you believe that the Eagles go and beat somebody, right? The Eagles have now won multiple games this season in which they failed to complete a second half pass. That is the first time that's happened since 1987, that a team has won multiple games with no second half completions. Jalen Hurts has gone 0 for 7 in 2 second halves. He's the first quarterback to ever go collectively 0 and 14 over 2 second halves. You can't be this bad on offense and continue to win games. Yet here the Philadelphia Eagles are for the 3rd year in a row being this bad on offense. Obviously, they were better last year and still winning these games. I don't know what it's situational football, special teams. They know how to eke these little ones out. So Philly's going to host a playoff game, and they're very likely to host the Rams. And we saw them play the Rams last time. They were down 3 scores in the second half, clawed their way all the way back, the best passing game they've had all season, and then ended with a blocked field goal in order to win that game that they subsequently returned for a touchdown. Am I supposed to believe they're going to pull that off again? The Rams feel like the far superior team. And so Philly, to me, by a mile, toughest team to place.
Ben, you're the best. Thank you so much for joining us. Really, really fun regular season finale and a wild playoff bracket set. He is ESPN's Benjamin Solak. Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
I love how definitive Ben is with his answers every single time. I feel like there's always a spicy take or two that we have people either going, I love that, or like, I disagree. And him talking about Sam Darnold, I was like, this is sports radio gold. We're getting back to it later. If you missed it, don't worry. First of all, you can check it back out on the Bump and Stacy podcast, kicking off hour 2. That's going to be our full interview with Benjamin if you're just now joining us. And we will get back to specifically his answer about Sam Darnold a bit later in the show. And Daniel Jeremiah had an interesting comp for Sam Darnold earlier with Brock and Salk. Right now, let's get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game. With former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, what did the Niners do that you want the Seahawks to do?
I want to do more of this. Like, you have to be yourself, but I want you to do more of this. They get out in 21 personnel. That's 2 running backs, 1 tight end. So that means Oots is in the mix, right? They do this 36% of the time. That's first in the NFL. And what that does is it forces the defense to bring in their bigs. You're not going to have 2 running backs back there, and you're going to stay in your dime or your nickel. The Hawks might stay in their nickel because they got Imawari who kind of changes the things. But they do that 36% of the time. They pass out at 46% of the time. The Hawks do it 13% of the time. They pass out of it 35% of the time. The reason why they're able to do that is because the Niners have the personnel for that. I'm going to touch on the personnel here later on in 4 down territory. But the reason why I want them to do that is because it creates more better matchup for JSN on the outside. If you come out in 21 personnel, you got JSN isolated. They got to come in their base defense and respect that run. You got to run it. Then you play action off of it. And JSN has less guys in the secondary that he has to deal with. I mentioned it before. I think he's the best deep cross runner in the game right now. It's set up perfectly out of that formation. So we shall see, man. I love watching the San Francisco 49ers film, man. The stuff that Shanahan does is so fun to watch. It's creative. It stresses out your defense like Ben was talking about. I would love for the Hawks to do a bit more of that.
Who's the best play caller in the league right now? Is it Shanahan or McVay?
Take your pick. Honestly,
what would you rather have as a play caller?
I'd probably go with Shanahan. And the reason why I'd go with Shanahan is because he uses the fullback more. Obviously, he has a tight end game going. And it feels like it doesn't matter who's at receiver. Okay. He's going to get it done. Puka makes some stupid plays sometimes. Yeah,
So I've heard. Again, I couldn't watch last time. I've heard good things.
Well, I'll tell you. He almost won the game for them or allowed them to tie it up. God. But it feels like McVay gets guys open. Shanahan gets them butt naked.
Second down. What game are you going to play that you shouldn't?
Oh, well, they beat them, so then they should be good here.
No,
and they beat this team, so we should be good this
game.
team. But I'm doing it because I'm trying to convince myself that the Hawks having that number 1 power ranking is merited. They're worthy of it, right? All right, so the Rams lost to the Panthers. Our guy, Bryce Young, threw for 206 and 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns, moving the rock against them, right? Guess what? 50 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception against the Seahawks. I'm just saying. Let's go to the Falcons. Kirk Cousins did his thing a little bit. He did not throw it too much. Bijan Robinson, 195 yards and 1 touchdown. 86 yards. No touchdowns
Seahawks
against
defense would never.
The Seahawks would never. It's been 25 weeks. We don't see this.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen like this.
I don't even remember what it looks like when they allow a 100-yard rusher.
I hate this game, but I'm playing it right now because we know that it's a week-to-week type of league. Guys are available. Guys aren't available. Things happen in a game that makes you change your play calling. I get that, but I'm trying to convince myself and everyone else that this team is worthy of that number 1 spot. The Rams still scare the heck out of me, even after watching them lose to Atlanta last night. Because I don't think that Matthew Stafford is going to have another game where he throws 3 interceptions, 1 pick to the house. They put themselves in a tough position. That's your fault. Now you got to go to Philly and play in the cold and play against that defense. But no, I'm just comparing. I'm comparing, and I usually don't play this game, but I'm playing it today. 4 down territory, and I got to convince myself.
Third down. All right, well, what's a matchup that concerns you this weekend?
Juszczyk. I got so much respect for the fullback for the 49ers. On the year, he has 26 targets with 23 receptions. Efficient. Longs of gains of 25, 21, 23, a couple 12s, a 14 is in there as well. It's not like his numbers are just going to wow you and drive you crazy. But when he does get the football, it's a big play. last week or this past Monday. Brock Purdy scrambling around, finding Juszczyk in the end zone for a touchdown. And the reason why that matchup concerns me, I'm like, what are you going to do with Juszczyk when he's lined up as a running back, as a fullback? Are you going to put a linebacker on him? Are you going to ask Drake Thomas or Ernest Jones to cover this dude when he goes out to the flats or out just in the field? Or are you going to put Nicky Mawari there and have him follow him? Because it's tough, because what they'll do is they'll start Juszczyk on the right side, they'll motion him to the left side, they'll bring him back, and then he's going the other way. It's like there's so much you have to do on that second level to account for him. I know that when he's lined up at that tight end spot, Nicky Mawari is probably going to come down and he's going to cover him. I feel comfortable there. It's when he's in the backfield at the fullback spot, because they're going to leak him out. He's going to get 1 or 2 targets a game. And like I said, when he does get the football, it's usually a chunk play. So that's a matchup that I want to see. And then what are you going to do when Juszczyk is in the backfield, and if George Kittle plays, he's attached to the line of scrimmage? We know Nick has to go there, so now your linebackers have to cover Juszczyk, and you're going to stress the heck out of Drake Thomas. Love Drake Thomas. They've been picking on Drake Thomas in the past game because they know he has to cover the flats and cover those guys. So that's a matchup I'm interested to see. How is Mike McDonald, the genius, how is he going to handle that matchup? It's going to be fun to watch.
Ben Solak earlier getting fired up in a good way, talking about Mike McDonald. He loves Mike McDonald. Speaking of, 4th down.
How you know going?
I guess I don't.
You do.
Earlier in the show, we talked with Benjamin Solak, ESPN NFL analyst. What stood out?
Talking about that defense.
I knew it.
He was talking about that defense.
I saw you laughing.
Yeah, it was just fun because he's talking, and I'm seeing all the film that I watch in my head, and I'm like, yep, I see you, Ben.
He gets it.
The defensive line being able to occupy the O-line and allow the second level to fill the gaps late, right? To get in there late, to blitz late. Like, you hardly see, it happens sometimes, but you hardly see the Hawks just show an all-out blitz and everyone goes. It's like, nah, we'll show, we'll bluff you, we'll simulate you, but most of the time they're blitzing from depth. I love that about this defense. And also, he talked about how Brock Purdy makes you right without the chalk. So what that means is, like I told you before, I've never lost a game on paper. I can line up, have all the gaps covered. If I'm working on the defense or offensively, learn how to beat you. But you can't account for Brock Purdy's hold on to the ball, scrambling, making guys miss, and dropping a dime like he did to Juszczyk against the Chicago Bears. That's the thing that worries me the most about the 49ers is Brock Purdy's ability to buy himself sometimes. He's quick, man. He ain't fast,
elusive,
but he's quick. He got that little twitch on him, man. I do not want to see him hitting the Dougie at any time on Saturday.
And it's going to be so clean.
It's going to be so clean.
That's especially why I don't want to see it, because I know it's like, dang it. He really did.
He really did. So, Purdy makes you right when you got everything all lined up perfectly, when you figured out who's going to cover Juszczyk, when George Kittle has Nicky Mawari on him, when the safeties are over the top. It's just the humans on the field can make you right at times. That's the thing that worries me the most about Brock Purdy. But I also think that with this defensive line, he's going to have himself a tough day.
You mentioned it actually yesterday, how you love that this season is bookended by the 49ers. And I'm thinking of that right now with just kind of, I don't want to say like how far the defense has gone. The defense has been great, basically wire to wire this season for Seattle. But I think that I would imagine if you sat down with Mike McDonald and you were like, do you think you've evolved this year? He'd be like, absolutely. I think we've taken steps forward in so many ways. So just as interesting as it will be to see this version of the 49ers and how good they look offensively, I'm really curious to see this version of the Seahawks defense, which I think is even better since week 1.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, what kind of challenge are they going to pose Kyle Shanahan that he didn't have for the last 17 weeks.
And I know that Ben is concerned about Sam Darnold, which he should be concerned about him. But I think that over the past couple of weeks, he's made some of those throws again that make you believe that it's still in him.
Yeah.
He still got it. So, this is just, what a time to be alive. All right, you got the Seahawks, the Niners on Saturday, prime time for the #1 seed.
Going for 14 wins.
Let's go.
Coming up next, do we have a sports curse on our hands?
Charbonnet breaks the tackle and he's in. Touchdown, Seahawks!
Setting up the biggest game of the season.
A critical, huge NFC West battle against the San Francisco 49ers.
Seahawks are going to play for the NFC West title, the #1 seed, and a first-round bye.
Holy catfish!
It doesn't get any bigger than this.
Let's go do it. Let's go rip it.
Seahawks 49ers, Saturday. Kickoff at 5. Pregame at 2.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
High friends, Stacy here. If you've been hearing me talk endlessly about driving around in my new Bronco Sport and you're having FOMO about owning a new Ford, family-owned and operated Wayscar Ford in Auburn is having their 103rd annual year-end holiday sales event. Yes, they've been doing this for 103 years. The entire Ford lineup is eligible, and it's the best pricing of the year. Every single new Ford is priced to sell, and that's before any rebates, customer cash, or low APR financing saves you even more money. Plus, they all come with a lifetime powertrain warranty included at no additional cost. Can't make it out to Auburn? No problem. They'll deliver the vehicle to you. Wayscar Ford in Auburn will never pressure you, so you can shop with confidence because every single vehicle that Wayscar Ford sells comes with a full 5-day, 500-mile, 100% money-back guarantee. So if you change your mind for any reason, bring the car back for a full 100% refund. Wayscar Ford's giant year-end holiday sales event is going on right now. Check it out at wayscarford.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Hurry! It's your last chance to donate for 2025.
Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Hurry! It's your last chance to donate for 2025. Last chance! Donate now for a 2025 tax deduction.
Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. In the past 5 years, we've seen thousands of men at our clinics. Most guys tell us the same story, that in their early 50s, it's not that they couldn't function, they just needed help. They started taking Viagra, and it worked great at first. But after a few years, it stopped working. The problem is that their arteries had become more restricted since they started taking it, because Viagra does not unclog arteries. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to target the real problem. We break down plaque and clear up the arteries so blood can flow like it did in your 20s. This restores function. And guys, listen to this. You won't have to take a pill anymore. So if this sounds like you, give West Coast Men's Health a call today and see how we can help.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king.
With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge.
He wants more, he's got to have more.
More bedtime to ride.
More podcasts in the shower.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More fast internet speed.
He's got the gigs to go big, bring him the game.
Right now.
And his royal we.
More sports non-stop, his quantum fiber's on top. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service and speed in select locations only.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
It's a freezing night, and suddenly your heating dies. A fix could take several days or longer. Don't let this happen to you. If your system's 12 years or older, it's on borrowed time. Upgrade now to a dependable Mitsubishi electric heating and air conditioning system and keep your family comfortable. Schedule a consultation today at homecomfortalliance.com. For all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, visit homecomfortalliance.com. That's homecomfortalliance.com. And happy holidays to all.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Rain on game day doesn't faze Dave. He's already got his poncho. Just needs to do something about those wipers. So Dave heads to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner helps him get premium quiet wipers and some hand warmers.
You're all set.
Now, if only his team can handle the elements as well as his new wipers. Get wipers, glass cleaner, and more with no hassles, just help at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
With football season comes colder weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here with Keith Dashafee from locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. So Keith, what's your next big play?
Well, Steve, right now get 40% off qualifying installs or no payments and no interest for 12 months on approved credit.
Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
It is The Timeline, and we are looking at some of the top stories around the sports world today. We're getting started with the Kraken. They've only been around for 5 seasons, but are they cursed? Bump, just like I love a conspiracy theory. You know I love talking about a curse. Well, last night's shootout loss to the Canucks extended a weird losing streak.
In on Decord. Scores! Liam Ogren does it again. And Ogren gets another winner for the Canucks in a shootout.
You're going to think we're reaching with this one, but the Kraken have never won an indoor game while wearing an alternate jersey. In the franchise's entire existence, they're 0 for 12.
Burn the jerseys.
Okay. Burn the jerseys.
Sure.
No more alternate jerseys.
Yeah, say that. Yeah, you agree.
Yeah.
That's what I hear.
Exactly.
None of this stuff should matter until a franchise is a decade in.
Okay, we need to clip that somehow to say
12
all of this
in a
stuff
row.
Yeah, I feel you.
12.
I feel you.
Burn the jerseys.
But they're searching, man. They've had like 12 coaches already. You know, there's no consistency.
Which means there's a link.
Did they wear the jerseys?
It's linked all throughout. This is also maybe a Curtis's conspiracy corner too.
This should have been on your conspiracy.
Open up your eyes.
That's right. We're now on head coach number 3, and this streak has continued. I'm just saying.
Something's afoot.
It is. And I think people need to open their eyes to what's in front of them. It's clearly the jerseys. That's why the Kraken have been so mediocre to bad for most of their existence.
Nothing
else.
Nothing else makes sense. Not the history of expansion franchises.
Yeah, it's not the just lack of investment in the roster
not
or
the
anything
difficulty
like that.
of building a roster.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's something else.
Yeah.
And we're going to get to the bottom of it. But something is afoot for sure.
Are the Canucks any good this year?
Oh, no, they've been going through it, too.
16 and 19.
Which only adds to the conspiracy.
It does.
Theory.
I like to see, like, who they played wearing these uniforms, too.
12 people.
Well, it doesn't matter, Bump, because they're going to lose.
Yeah, they're never – the day that they get a win indoors wearing the alternate jerseys.
Now, Joe in Bellevue makes a fair point. The Kraken have barely won any games wearing any jersey.
Okay,
okay, Joe.
Joe, why don't you
don't
let us –
need to say with your chest like that.
Why don't you let us do the math here? Okay, why don't you let us connect the dots? What I see is a real problem.
Yeah, I think we've nailed the problem, and
we need to get
nail
past the jerseys and get rid of them.
That's
throw
right.
them away.
All right.
So
I'll just follow you guys' lead on this one.
You know, it's like Marie Kondo says, if something doesn't bring you joy, you have to get rid of it.
Who said that?
Marie Kondo.
She was that organization expert on Netflix.
I love her.
She only had one season of her show and then disappeared
She deserves
forever.
so much more.
Yeah.
But she says that she's all about decluttering your life. And she said, if something doesn't bring you joy, you should get rid of it. And that's what the Kraken, these jerseys don't bring them, these sweaters.
These sweaters.
Don't bring them joy. They should get rid of them.
They're a cool looking jersey, though.
Right, but.
So they might bring them joy before the game because you look in the mirror, you're like, ooh, I look clean.
But
you get on that ice.
You're not playing clean.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
They haven't played clean in like 3-4 years.
Arkansas head basketball coach John Calipari was the latest big name to sound off on the NCAA allowing teams to recruit professional players from Europe and the G League. He wondered what it means for high school kids if these opportunities end up going to pros.
Does anybody care what this is doing for 17 and 18-year-old American kids? Do you know what this opportunity has done for them and their families? There aren't going to be any high school kids. Who other than dumb people like me are going to recruit high school kids? I get so much satisfaction out of coaching young kids and seeing them grow and make it and their family life changes that I'm going to keep doing it. But why would anybody else, if you can get NBA players, G League players, guys that are 28 years old, guys from Europe, do we really know their transcript? Do we have somebody over there? Do we really know their birth certificate? Or don't we? And then, there's no... Look, Tommy Izzo, Mark Few, there are a bunch of us that are just... We got no rules. Why did they let that kid play? Tell us all. Here's what the reason. Then we'll all go get pros.
What do you guys think?
I'm not mad at that. He at first I'm trying to justify why G League players should be able to go back and why a kid from Europe or a young man from Europe should be able to go. But then once he brought in the 17 and 18-year-olds, I put myself back in when I was 17 or 18. Obviously not a hooper or football player, but if I were a hooper, it just limits my opportunities to, one, go get an education for free, and two, make some money while I'm going to go get education. And then he touched it when you start talking about the family, right? Like moms and stuff. My motivation for going to college and trying to make money was to help my mom out. So once you start eliminating that, and he touched in on that part of my heart, I'm like, yeah, I feel you. G Leaguers, you've been drafted. You're just not good enough to be in the league. How nice would it have been if, the Hawks cut me and I'm like, hey, homie.
He's going to go back.
I'm going to go back to Wazoo for a year.
Cougs, baby.
I got a 1 year of eligibility left.
You start walking in, bump it up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's not, no, I'm with them with that. It's already not an amateur sport, but let's not eliminate, especially the homegrown players here.
Curtis, what do you think? I know that you've been pretty passionate about this topic.
Yeah, I think you're taking away spots to kids that haven't had that opportunity yet. I mean, these guys who have played professionally, they've already made their money. Like, they've already had that opportunity, and you can still get recognized by a pro team playing in Europe, playing in G League, whatever. But yeah, it's one less avenue for kids, like Bump said, to get that education, to get that potential NIL earning, to even get noticed by professional leagues. And like, that's what college is to help you enter the professional world. These guys are already in the professional world. Going back to college, it doesn't make any sense. And this is right now a college basketball problem, but who's to say it's not going to enter football soon? Like, let's say a guy goes undrafted and is playing in the UFL and is 30 years old and is like, you know what, I'm going to go back to college and dominate and win the Heisman Trophy. And I think this is a very slippery slope.
I'm just wondering, too, about the pressure that coaches are on to win very quickly, to turn programs around very quickly, and the ways that a 23-year-old young man develops in a different way, is still developing, but also that, like, if you have pressure to win as soon as you possibly can, not necessarily build up your program for years and years and years because you feel like guys are going to be one and done anyways, why would you not bring in a 22-year-old who's more developed and knows the game, even if it's just for half a season over an 18-year-old? That's what I worry about, too. It's just that the pressure will only add to a lack of development with programs.
Here's what I'm not against. If you enter the draft and you don't get drafted, I'm okay with you going back to school.
But if you are drafted, sign a contract.
If you're drafted, you sign a contract.
And then you get cut.
Yeah, it's a wrap. But if you enter and you don't get drafted, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Next story, maybe a tip for parents next Christmas. Lakers head coach J.J. Redick said that he made his kids write persuasive essays explaining why they should receive their biggest Christmas gift wish. So, for instance, his 9-year-old wanted VR glasses or a headset or whatever. So, Meta VR headsets. So he had to write an essay about what he would use it for and why it was important that he have it. I like it too. I think that's kind of clever. He made both his kids do it.
My mom during summertime, single mom. So when I was at home, she's at work. I'm loose. I'm riding the bike. I'm 10 miles away from home.
For the streets.
I'm in them streets for real. And but before I left, she used to make me read an article and write like a 2-page essay on that article before I left to go hit them streets. So I used to get up early, knock it out, and be gone. So it's kind of the same thing. So I appreciate that, man. It teaches your kids how to persuade and gets their brain working, man. I'm all for that. I like it, even though he can afford it. It ain't about him being able to afford it. It's like, all right. Persuade me. Why do you need this?
I think it's also a great way to make sure I don't have kids, but I'm thinking of myself as a lazy person. It's also a good way to be like, this is a fairly expensive item. Any big purchase for a kid, that's always going to be the most expensive thing you get them. If you don't even care enough about it to have the energy to write an essay about why you want it, how long are you really going to use this thing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you take the time to go, I spent all day or I spent 2 days writing this and I'm going to present it to you, you're probably going to end up using this for a while.
Yeah.
You actually care about getting it. Yeah. But if you're like, I don't want to do that, then why would I spend $400 on this gift for you?
Yeah.
You're going to throw it away.
And they will forget about it quickly. I've seen my kids do something for 4 days and be
done. Coming up next, which former NFL quarterback did Daniel Jeremiah comp Sam Darnold to? Coming your way next.
The Brock and Salk Show's Brock Heward.
You know, the great thing about this time of year is we all give gifts to our family and our friends and our loved ones. And after all of these years here and after all of these years at Seattle Sports, you guys give us the gift every day of being a part of the show. We don't have a show without you, and I truly, from my heart, mean that. So wishing all of you out there an incredible Christmas, a happy new year, and so thankful that we're all part of the same family.
Guys, if your energy is low, your strength isn't what it used to be, or your drive feels off, it's not just getting older. For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, you can start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation, so you get real answers about your testosterone levels and overall health. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. This isn't guesswork or one-size-fits-all treatment. Revive specializes in personalized, closely monitored testosterone care designed to help men feel stronger, sharper, and more like themselves again. With over 120,000 patients treated since 2011, Revive Men's Health is trusted for results, not hype. If you've been putting this off, now is the time to act. Claim your free T-check and consultation and see if you qualify for 25% off TRT. This month only. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
I started Davis Law Group in 1994 to fight for the underdog. And as our team has grown, we've stayed true to that mission. Today, Davis Law Group is known for providing excellent service and even better results. Visit WashingtonAccidentBooks.com to get your free book on car accident law.
Toyota of Kirkland is celebrating Toyotathon with an inventory sale down on all 2025 RAV4s, the vehicle that's built for adventure and designed for your everyday life. 2025 gas RAV4s, 2025 hybrid RAV4s, all 2025 RAV4s are available at Toyota of Kirkland this Toyotathon for an inventory sale down. Come check out their amazing showroom, the wonderful staff, get a test drive, and take that 2025 RAV4 home the same day. Stop in today or visit online at toyotaofkirkland.com.
D.R. Horton's National Red Tag Sales Event starts this Friday, January 2nd. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Charlie's battery is struggling to start. Not ideal before the tailgate, so he goes to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner tests his battery for free. Looks like he needs a new one, so he gets a Duralast battery.
have fun and stay warm.
And he makes it to the tailgate early enough to get his favorite spot. Free battery testing and charging. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
A new exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card is your opportunity to go from cardholder to ticket holder for the FIFA World Cup 2026. For a limited time, when you're approved for a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card, you're eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more today at bfa.com/cardfwc26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
Bonneville, Seattle, and Seattle Sports are looking for organizations that regularly distribute information about employment opportunities to job applicants or have job applicants to refer. If your organization would like to receive notifications of job vacancies, please notify Human Resources at 1820 Eastlake Avenue East, Seattle, Washington 98102, or email us at seattlealljobs@bonneville.com or call 206-726-6902. Bonneville is an equal opportunity employer.
Listen every day to the Bump and Stacy Show for headline rewrites. Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services. Security systems and fire alarms for every business. Bay Alarm, we got you.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Hurry! It's our last chance to donate for 2025.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Hurry! It's our last chance to donate for 2025.
Calling all Seahawks fans, this is Cliff Averill. I'm here to announce Away Game Rumble at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, sponsored by Corona and Modelo. Take football Sundays to the next level with a free viewing party at Galaxy for every away game. Count on giveaways, specials, big screens, big action, and so much more. Full details at muckleshootcasino.com/rumble. Don't miss Away Game Rumble only at Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
I bet you folks are glad to be done with your shopping. Hopefully, all your gifts went well. But there's one last store to visit, this time just for yourself. Your chance to get one of the top-rated Samsung, LG, or Sony TVs at a crazy low price. Where? At Video Only's year-end clearance sale. A great way to end the year. If you don't check out these deals at Video Only, you'll be sorry.
The Boat Show, the Boat Show, the Big Seattle Boat Show.
The Big Seattle Boat Show. It's the best time to buy. January 30th through February 7th. With big selection, big discounts, and big fun for everyone. It's a big deal. Presented by Sundance Yachts and Port of Seattle. Make it a date Friday evenings with Boat Show After Dark, featuring unforgettable ambiance, music, food, beer, and wine. Details and discount tickets at SeattleBoatShow.com. From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Daniel Jeremiah was on with Brock and Solak earlier today, comparing Sam Darnold to a former franchise quarterback. Let's take a listen.
Yeah, and that's why I sent you the note on my Jay Cutler report coming out of Vanderbilt, which was the last line of my report was, if Cutler doesn't lose you the game in the first 3 quarters, he'll win it for you in the 4th. Like, that was like kind of the style of quarterback. Yeah. Watch Caleb Williams, who's going to be one of the top seeded teams in the NFC. Caleb Williams the same way. Mm-hmm. He can dig himself a ditch in the first 3 quarters, but if they're in the game late, he's going to find a way to, with some magic, to make some plays.
This is hard.
He had a couple drops against him last week that didn't help him on that final drive, but that's the style. That's kind of the brand, the family of quarterback.
Mike Solak did not love the comp. He and Brock went on to debate it later in the show, but what did you think about it? Not loving it.
Jay Cutler won. I think Jay Cutler probably had a better arm than Sam Darnold. Jay Cutler had a freaking rocket. Jay Cutler mobility was probably about the same, but we're comparing Sam Darnold to Jay Cutler with just such a sample size of what Sam Darnold has done so far in this league. I'm just going back and I'm picturing Jay Cutler when he was with Chicago, he was with the Broncos. And I remember having the feeling watching Jay Cutler thinking he could lose this thing at any moment. Mm-hmm. Like, he was just wild like that. But then I think of Sam Darnold. I'm not there yet with Sam Darnold that, okay, he can lose this thing any moment. I'm there when I'm saying just don't turn the ball over, please. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's a big enough sample. And then I'm just trying to think about their physical attributes. Sam does have a rocket. He can throw that thing.
Well, I wonder if that's kind of where it's coming from, of like, okay, who's a quarterback who could make a lot of throws, including some bad ones?
Yeah. But it's just so, I'm not ready to pigeonhole him like that. Like, we know who Jay Cutler was. Well, I got his stats right in front of me. 227 touchdowns, 160 interceptions. Man, I see where he's going with it. I see where he's going with it, because he thinks that this is who Sam Darnold is and this is who he's going to be for the rest of his career. I'm just not there yet with Sam. I understand that he will turn the football over and he will get himself in some trouble. But Jay Cutler, I don't think he ever even threw for 4,000 yards.
He didn't. The Bears still don't have that.
Yeah, they still don't.
He did 1 year in Denver,
but not
in Chicago.
Daniel Jeremiah added that the hope is he turns into a version of 2 other quarterbacks who did go on to win Super Bowls with their teams.
Look, Joe Flacco's capable for a month of playing at a insanely high level. His ceiling is high. He can make incredible throws big-time throws. In the playoffs, the windows shrink. It's why I think Drew Brees was a 500 quarterback in the playoffs. I think Peyton Manning's even his playoff record might be around 500. They're not physically, wow skills that those guys possess. Whereas Eli Manning, who wasn't nearly as good as Peyton, but Eli had a higher ceiling and he could play at that level for a 3 or 4 week period. He couldn't string it out consistently over time. So that's my thing on Sam is playing. His ceiling is incredibly high. He's capable of playing at that level. Now the floor is much lower, and that's where you're going to get the turnovers and some of those things. But if you stacked up the turnovers with Eli Manning throughout his career, look at Joe Flacco, the turnovers that he had in his career, but then look at their ability to lock in for a month and have an incredible run in the postseason. That's the hope, at least, I have for Sam, is that that's what you could have there.
I feel like what I took from this was also Daniel Jeremiah, knowing he made that earlier comp to the volatility of Cutler, to say, okay.
Yeah,
if Sam Darnold,
a little bit.
yeah, but I think he was like, if Sam Darnold, instead of varying from game to game or quarter to quarter, if he could be hot for 4 games, that could be enough. He doesn't have to be a franchise quarterback for 4 years, but if he can give you a solid month of great play, that is so much better than a quarterback that is hot and cold, like quarter by quarter, game by game.
I like his second clip better than his first clip because he threw the word, that's my hope, right? It was more definitive, that first one. And I'm not ready. The text lines are saying, oh, Sam can lose it. He can do this, do that. I'm not ready to say Sam is that because he's only had 3 or 4 opportunities to show that he is or he isn't that. And the last opportunity he had to do that, we won the game. He drove this team down the field against the Rams and won the game for us. So I'm not quite there yet. I understand the comp. I'm getting into his mind and I'm listening to him speak and I get it. He's looking down the road a bit. Me, I'm staying where my feet are. And we got a game on Saturday. And you know what? That game could either push me in one direction or the other direction. Yeah. So I'm still riding the wave. All right, he's on the beach, and the waves have already crashed, and he's making his opinions about Sam. And
he said,
Jay.
never again. I'm not going back in the water.
Yeah.
And you're like, let me try it out. Let me dip my toe.
I'm like, you know what? One more wave. Let's go.
Speaking of that Saturday game, I got 2 more cuts here about that game in particular. So first, a key when it comes to Brock Purdy.
The thing to me, if I was going to say the key for Seattle in this game, if I could narrow it down, would be if we can make him play the entire game within the structure of the pocket, I feel like they've got a good shot. But a lot of their big plays and explosive plays are with those boots, and they have those old, Gary Kubiak where you're throwing wind back routes all the way across the field. And you're watching these games, these explosives, and a lot of these explosives, it's dealer's choice. He's got 2 guys, sometimes 3 guys wide open down the field on some of these looks off of play action.
Kyle's really good, isn't he, man?
He is unbelievable.
I feel like that fits nicely with what Benjamin Solak mentioned to us about Purdy's ability to improvise, scramble, and make plays outside the pocket.
The biggest plays against us that I can remember were when he made a guy miss and someone's running down the sideline. Like Deebo Samuel just sticks out to my head. There were a couple times last year, where we had him and he makes a move, makes somebody miss, and then that extra time, because it's so hard to cover guys on the back end longer than 3.5 seconds. It's just it's tough, especially if you're playing a zone, because now you're communicating. Or you got him, I got him. I agree 100% with that one, man. If you can just keep him inside the pocket, which is hard to do, he's going to make his plays. I like the chances.
Last one, a point total.
I think this offense right now, if I was going to tell you coming into this game at San Francisco, this team doesn't punt right now. So I'm saying I'm challenging my offense. We have to go score 30 points. Now, hopefully you only need 17, but I would go in there with the mindset of this can't be a turtle up and let's just try and win a low-scoring game. This offense in San Francisco is humming right now.
Saved you less than a minute, but you think this team can drop 30 on San Francisco?
I don't think they need to.
It's a defense that's struggling.
I don't think they need to. I think they can, but I don't think they're going to have to do that because I believe in the defense. How many times did they drop 30? All right, against the Steelers, the Saints, the Bucks, Commanders.
More than I remember.
Cardinals, Titans, Falcons, Rams. They most definitely can.
Now that I think about it, you know what? Some of those defenses they've already faced and dropped 30 against are just as good or even a little bit better, certainly with a pass rush, right? Atlanta's pass rush was better. Certainly the Vikings' pass rush was better. than the 49ers. So, all right. Lots to get back to with Sam Darnold. First, though, coming up next, how can the Seahawks get a win in Week 18? Let's ask Seahawks Draft Blog's Rob Staton.
The Brock and Salk Show's Mike Salk.
Hey, everyone. Just want to wish you a happy holidays. This is such a great time of the year. And a profound thank you on behalf of the Brock and Salk Show for letting us be a part of your lives for the last 17 years and hopefully for a whole lot more to come. We'll see you in 2026, and happy holidays.
2026, you have some big shoes to fill, and we can't wait. This is where you hear it happen. Merry Christmas and happy holidays from Seattle Sports.
It's a classic odor tale. You've had fish for dinner, cleaned up with the smell, and still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Hey everyone, Bump here. If you have not seen Seattle U's men's basketball team play yet, now is your chance. See Wazoo, Gonzaga, St. Mary's take on the Red Hawks at Climate Pledge. Next up are the Cougs on December 30th. Grab your tickets at GoSeattleU.com/tickets.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Want to make 2026 your year of adventure? Book that trip and learn a new language with Babbel. Go ahead, make a resolution you can stick to. Now is the time. Babbel's New Year sale is here. Unlock all of the languages on Babbel with the lifetime subscription for 65% off. Just go to Babbel.com and start today. Babbel teaches you relevant words and phrases, so you can start speaking with confidence in as little as 3 weeks. And because Babbel's bite-sized lessons fit easily into your daily routine and are easy to remember, you'll be talking like a local in time for takeoff. Dive into the world of language learning content with Babbel's videos, podcasts, and stories from around the world, full of culture bites and language learning tips. Turn your daydream into a destination this year with Babbel. But don't wait. This offer ends January 15th. Get Babbel's lifetime access for less at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Charlie's battery is struggling to start. Not ideal before the tailgate, so he goes to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner tests his battery for free. Looks like he needs a new one, so he gets the Duralast battery.
Have fun and stay warm.
And he makes it to the tailgate early enough to get his favorite spot. Free battery testing and charging. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
A new exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card is your opportunity to go from cardholder to ticket holder for the FIFA World Cup 2026. For a limited time, when you're approved for a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card, you're eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more today at bfa.com/cardfwc26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
This is a test of your emergency alert system.
Breast cancer is a tough battle for anyone to fight. But when you can't work, care for your kids, or even put food on the table, that diagnosis can be devastating. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to support Northwest Hope and Healing. Our mission is to provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare, so patients can focus on healing. For more than 25 years, Northwest Hope and Healing has distributed over $3 million to thousands of local cancer patients, and you can help make a difference in our community. Join us on Saturday, January 31st for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of fine wine, gourmet cuisine, and inspiration at Mary Hill Winery in the heart of Woodinville wine country. Get your tickets now for Cork, Fork, and Support on January 31st. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
ESPN's power rankings are out, and the Seahawks are holding steady at the top spot. The Patriots, Broncos, 49ers, and Rams round out the top 5. Speaking of the top, the NFC and AFC's top seeds, plus 4 division titles, remain up for grabs in Week 18. Seattle and San Francisco battling it out for the NFC West and the NFC's number 1 seed this Saturday at 5 p.m.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Seahawks draft logs. Rob Staton joining us right now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. I do want to take a couple minutes to look at this Week 17 game against Carolina, but Rob, we have a massive Week 18 to talk about, so it's probably going to be the bulk of this interview. I'll start with looking back at what we saw from the Seahawks offense against Carolina. I think some people were a little frustrated by a slow start. Still 14 points in the third quarter. What'd you make of the day?
I thought it was a frustrating offensive performance because the play calling, it didn't really seem to chime with the way the game was going. So Zach Charbonnet was running very well, and yet they really stuck with the pass, perhaps at times a little bit longer than was necessary in this game, especially when you look at the conditions and again, how well Seattle were running the ball. It was immensely frustrating when they got into the red zone in that second half, and then Sam Darnold threw the interception, which could have been overturned because of a big toe out of bounds. But at the end of the day, I don't think they should have been thrown in that situation. I think it was a game to run and play defense. And Mike McDonald often talks about letting the game kind of declare itself and then adjusting accordingly. And it felt like it took them a little bit too long to get there in this game. Then there's the point that Sam Darnold continues to turn the ball over. That's now 14 interceptions, 14 touchdowns and 11 interceptions in his last 10 games. There are fumbles as well. That is going to have to be fixed, I think, from this game onwards against the Niners and then into the playoffs.
Back-to-back weeks with a 100-yard rusher. What are you seeing out of that line and the running backs?
I thought Zach Charbonnet was really good. You know, the system and everything worked, and the blocking was good, and Charbonnet with his cuts and his finishing his runs looked fantastic. And it's just frustrating that, you know, Ken Walker didn't look great again. And this has been sort of the issue for most of the season, that one of the backs looks great and then the other one has an off day. And now we all wait to see on Saturday who's going to have a good day and who's going to have a bad day. Hopefully they could both have a really good day. As long as one of them's getting 100 yards, it's kind of okay. But again, I must admit, I was a little bit frustrated that if it wasn't for that final drive, which started on the 25-yard line after Carolina turned the ball over on downs, and then you had 5 Zach Charbonnet runs ending in a touchdown, Ken Walker would have had more carries than Zach Charbonnet in that game. And watching that game, Charbonnet was the better player on the day. And I would have preferred to have seen him fed the ball a little bit more than maybe Ken Walker was fed the ball and playing the situation. And I think that's something the Seahawks are going to have to do with this offense now.
I want to get back to Sam Darnold's turnovers. We've obviously been talking about them all season, but especially coming out of this one, in that they also didn't cost you. Lost the turnover battle against the Rams, and it didn't cost you. I'm not excusing it by any means. I think that it will cost you against quality opponents, especially over consecutive weeks, right? Building up to get to a Super Bowl. Is there an aspect to how complete this team is that provides a little wiggle room there?
Absolutely. It has to be. They've got, by all accounts, they are in the top half of the NFL for offense, but they have like the best defense, or the second best defense. If you want to put the Texans up there, the Vikings may have an argument as well. and then you've got the best special teams. And when you have a rounded roster like that, it has enabled them to get out of some holes and out of some tricky situations. And best example of that was that Rams game. But they have been able to overcome it. Now, maybe they're going to overcome that all the way through to the Super Bowl. I kind of hope that that's going to be the case. It does feel at times like the defense helps the offense out when is needed and hangs on just enough for the offense to work things out. And then when you get into that second half, the offense can make enough plays to hold up their end of the bargain. And when you have a defense that can do that, and the way the defense played again on Sunday against Carolina was absolutely superb. They look amazing again. You know, DeMarcus Lawrence just continues to look like, I've said it before, the best free agent signing. I think there's very few that could rival that, the impact that he's had. And, hopefully that's going to continue. But there is, again, I don't want to sound negative because I'm so positive about this team, but there is part of me that just really worries that the turnover thing is going to cost you in the playoffs. And then that's going to become the big talking point, or one of them, of the offseason, because it was a problem all year. And if it ends your season as well, we're going to talk about it.
ESPN has the Hawks as their number one team in their power rankings. How do you feel about that?
Not sure. I'm not sure, because there's probably about 6 or 7 teams you could put at number one, and none of them would really feel like a true number one. I think watching the Broncos, I feel exactly the same way. Like, they are in a place where their defense is really good, and Bo Nix can make some decent plays, very good on third downs, but then he'll go a half where he looks like he may be the thing that prevents the Broncos from winning it all. You watch the Patriots. I don't really think they've beaten anybody yet, but they've obviously got some good players. The quarter might end up being the MVP, but I don't have full confidence in them going on a run to get to the Super Bowl. If you look in the NFC, look at what's happened to the Rams all of a sudden. If you took Puka Nacua out of that team, I don't think they'd function. And then the 49ers, you could make a case that they're the best team in the NFL without most of their best players playing, and the defense that's hanging on by its fingertips against the Bears, but ultimately they still find a way to do it. It's a very strange season. I can't remember the last time we had a season where, 8 teams could win the Super Bowl. I don't know whether the Seahawks are the best, but the good thing is if they get that number one seed, they have to win 2 home games to get to the Super Bowl. And I'm always a big fan of the path of least resistance, and that would be that. So I'm hoping that they win this weekend.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think they're certainly more complete than they've been in a very long time, and that's it's good enough to be close enough sometimes to being the best, and then fighting your way there, having the ball bounce your way. I wanted to get back to your point about the 49ers you mentioned, and their defense is hanging on by a thread. Bump and I were talking yesterday. Kind of the theme of our show ended up being offense is just sometimes sexier than defense and gets a lot more attention than defense. And Seattle is heading into Week 18 with a much better defense than San Francisco. San Francisco has not only lost a number of stars, but they're seeing that reflected in their production. I mean, forget just points allowed over the last couple of weeks. They're bottom third of the league in DVOA. They don't have much of a pass rush, and yet this offense is firing on all cylinders. And I think that it understandably, and this includes me, makes people watch them and go, oh, no. I mean, I texted, Bump and Curtis during Sunday night going, oh, I'm nervous. We're watching San Francisco in a shootout. Can Seattle's offense hang? And then I was like, well, is San Francisco dropping 40-plus points on Seattle's defense? I don't know. So tell me a bit about this matchup from a bird's eye view, but then also maybe with an emphasis on the strength for Seattle defensively being overlooked a little bit because everyone loves touchdowns.
Niners defense is awful. The Bears defense is awful. It made for a very entertaining game, but I don't know. And I was like you, I was very nervous watching that game because they're out around the corner. I think everybody probably was.
Had to have Bump reassure me.
Yeah, but you kind of have a sleep, and then you wake up the next day and you remind yourself, they're not going to be able to do this against the Seahawks. They're going to score points. It's a Kyle Shanahan offense. Brock Purdy's a good player. If George Kittle's back, he always has a good game against Seattle. They are going to make some plays. They're going to have some drives. They're going to score some points. But they have a bad defense. And the key for Seattle here is to, get the chests out and go out there and score some points, put some scoreboard pressure on the Niners. Brock Purdy will turn the ball over just as Sam Darnold will, and just show that you are the better, more complete overall team. And you can do that with if the defense plays anywhere near its capability, they will limit the Niners in a much bigger way than the Bears did. And you should score points against this Niners defense. And this is a great opportunity. This is the story arc. Sam Darnold, go and get the number 1 seed, go and win the NFC. Had his opportunity last year, and Detroit couldn't get it done. Minnesota couldn't get it done against Detroit. And then they went and blew it in the playoffs. This is like one week after another. It's like, it's a film. It's Sam Darnold, the movie. And he needs to go out there now and sort of, this is his redemption thing. Do what you couldn't do last year. Go out there and win this game. Score a bunch of points. Get back to your best form. Take it into the playoffs with a nice bye week in your back pocket, and then go and win 2 games in Seattle to get to the Super Bowl. What an amazing opportunity this is for the Seahawks.
What's holding you back from really buying into the Seahawks being a number 1 type team?
I just think it's probably the turnovers and the fact that a team that turns the ball over at the rate that Seattle is, which is the highest in the league, I do think it will eventually. It has to. Like we've been saying it all season. This is going to hurt them. This is going to hurt them, and it hasn't. And now here's when the games matter. Like this is it now. From this week onwards, these games are against good teams, and if you lose, your season's over. You don't get another chance the following week, if obviously after this weekend. So I think that's the main thing for me. But there are so many good aspects to this team. There is so much character within this team. And unlike other sides, like the Niners could only win with Kyle Shanahan's brilliance and their weapons on offense and their ability to score points. That's it. The Rams could only win through Matt Stafford and Puka Nacua and their running game and being able to score points on offense. Seattle could win a game on special teams. Their field goal kicker can kick 6 field goals. They can score punt returns, kick returns. They can make big plays. They can run the ball at times. Sam Darnold can lead game-winning drives. The defense can force turnovers. It can score touchdowns. It can limit a quarterback who threw it all over the park against the Rams to 54 yards, whatever it was at the weekend. When their season was really important, they needed that win as well. Like there are so many different things that this Seahawks team can do to win a game of football. And I think that will be the difference maker, hopefully, when the big games come around. Just please limit those turnovers.
Really good point. Sticking with the turnovers, I understand that if the answer to this was obvious, they wouldn't have them. But have you been able to look back at some of those mistakes and find a common thread or find a theme? Is it bad luck, Sam Darnold's decision-making, repeat offenders? What do you see?
I think it's certainly been a bit of bad luck over some of these turnovers. The two, it's a pass rush. It's from the right side. You could make an argument that the ball's being thrown forward as it comes out of his hand. Like that really could have gone either way. The interception could have been out of bounds. It's still, as soon as the ball left his hand, I was thinking this is going to get intercepted. And I think everybody was. It kind of just had the look of an interception very early as that ball was traveling in the air. So you're going to think this is going to get turned over. So I think it's a combination of, there has been some misfortune. Like he's had interceptions that bounce off people's helmets. He's all that kind of nonsense and stuff like this. But the decision-making has also been a problem for me. Like he's looked a little bit more antsy in the pocket. His footwork's not quite as good, not quite as assured, not quite as... I keep going back to that game at the Commanders where he just looked like he had ice in his veins. Like he was standing in there, and even if there was a bit of pressure, he was just standing in, going through the progressions, making his throws. He had that perfect first half. But I don't think we've seen that for a long time now. It seems quite jittery and like he's moving around too much. And then he will make a throw, and as soon as he throws, you think, no, Sam, that's a bad decision. And there has been a fair bit of that. But this is it. This is... Go and be a hero. Like you know, if you want to be a franchise quarterback for many years to come, like this is your opportunity now. This is when it matters. Like he doesn't have to be perfect. He's not going to have to go out there and play like Mahomes does in the playoffs or anything like that, because it's just not that kind of situation. He doesn't. He may even throw the odd interception. Might even fumble a few times. It's fine. Those things will happen. He's got to make the plays in the big moments. Got to lead those big drives when they matter the most. He's got to make sure that he puts points on the board against the teams where you're going to need to do that. And this is one of those against the Niners. It's a great tune-up for the playoffs. It's perfect. And it's even more, I'm a little bit more relaxed now, because even if they lose this game, chances are you're going to play the NFC South winner, who might have a losing record in the playoffs. Like, because of the Rams losing last night, like, if you lose, they have to go to Philadelphia instead of you. And I much prefer that situation than having to go to Philadelphia in the first week of the playoffs. So I'm feeling a little bit more relaxed now, but I really want to see the Seahawks beat the 49ers and be the number 1 seed this week.
And I told Stacy yesterday that Sam's going to turn the ball over on Saturday. It is what it is. So let's just prepare for it, and we should be okay with all these other aspects of the team, like you mentioned. Who do you think is the unsung hero of this team this year?
Unsung hero. Well, I think there's probably a handful of those. I genuinely think that Gray Zabel has not been. He's not been talked for Rookie of the Year or anything like that. You don't watch Gray Zabel and think, wow, what a flawless performance as a rookie like that. It's unrealistic and it hasn't happened. But I keep coming back to the point that the offensive line, however much people may have issue with it in the last few weeks, this is still a massive upgrade from what it was a year ago. Now, the coaches deserve a lot of credit for that, obviously. Like, schematically, and the leadership that they provided has made a big difference there. He's the only new player on this offensive line that's starting, and it is a lot better. So I do think there's something to be said for that. If there was a major question mark at left guard again, and if you had then the question mark at right guard and the question mark at center, like new starters or players who maybe need to still prove themselves, that whole interior would have been a big question mark. And that's kind of where we were last season. So Zabel coming in, I think it's just calmed things down. You now have sort of like a handful of players on the line that you feel like you trust somewhat. Not really perfect, but you do sort of trust them. And I think he has provided that. And then on defense, you could just, pick a few players. Like, I don't think Ernest Jones gets enough credit for what he's done. I still think Julian Love's one of the best safeties at his position. And again, he's not somebody who really gets talked up that much. And I know he's been injured for most of the year, but he comes back, makes that great interception at the weekend. Byron Murphy, I saw he got another 60 grade for PFF this week. So, even though everyone's saying that he's blowing up all these double teams and playing like an all-pro, and yeah, he seems to just constantly be knocked in that regard. And then offensively, to go back to that, AJ Barner, I think just having somebody who can make the plays when you need it tight end, he is getting a bit of love now. You can see on the broadcast they're talking about him. They've sort of developed the Barnyard nickname for the version of the tush push. So he's getting a little love. There's probably about 10 players that I've missed out that if I had the whole roster in front of me, we could spend the next hour talking about unsung heroes, because it is a deep roster, isn't it? It's a really good roster. And that's why John Schneider should be Executive of the Year.
We don't disagree with you on that last point at all. He is Rob Staton. Check out his work at Seahawks Draft Blog. And Rob, I really hope that this time next week we're all talking about, like, well, what do we do? It's a bye. I mean, I guess look at the rest of the games being played. Wouldn't that be nice? Rob, thank you so much.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah, can I just say, I traveled all the way to Seattle to watch the Seahawks lose to the 49ers. And the previous time I went to Seattle, I traveled all that way to watch the Seahawks lose to the 49ers again. So I'm pleading with the team. My New Year's wish, if the Seahawks can deliver this to me, is to watch the Seahawks beat the Niners this weekend to get the number 1 seed. If they could make that happen, I'd be really, really appreciative of that.
Then all's forgiven. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you. Have a great New Year.
Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bump and Stacy.
Headline number 1, Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon says he feels his job is safe going into 2026. What's the real headline?
And I feel he is wrong. The Arizona Cardinals are 3-13 heading into the final week of the season. This is not Jonathan Gannon's first year. I'm not saying that it's Jonathan Gannon's fault entirely that they're struggling. They've had quarterback issues, personnel issues. He doesn't draft, right? But if you're going to turn over the quarterback, if you're going to turn over a couple other things, usually the head coach is one of those things that goes to, and you bring in an entirely new regime. Do you think Jonathan Gannon is safe for 2026?
I don't think it's 100% that he's gone, but if we're talking probabilities, I would say that he's probably gone. I think that his leadership is a little different, and we saw that in Hard Knocks when he's talking to a squad.
Who rode the bus here today?
Exactly. But we also know that
fire in your gut.
He hasn't had the greatest quarterback when it comes to leadership. He is talented. So it all depends on how they want to do this. You want to give him a chance to try to right his wrongs. Him and Pete are looking at each other like, hey, it ain't us. Come on, give us another chance.
Yeah.
But I think he's gone. But he wouldn't just come out and say this if he was just bluffing. Someone in the organization had to tell him, like, look, we'll see. We're leaning towards this, we're leaning towards that. I don't think he just comes out here blindly and says, I don't think my job is safe.
There are a couple other coaches around the league that people are eyeing as potentially, on Black Monday looking for a new job here. Do you think Raheem Morris out in Atlanta is one of those guys? We've all talked about McDaniel. Ownership for the Dolphins already came out earlier this season, and they were like, we're not firing him midseason. He's here to the end of the year. But is he here in 26? A couple other guys I'm just curious about.
I think Raheem might have just saved his job.
With this win.
With that win. I think Glenn is safe with the Jets. You got to give him another try.
Yeah. Well, you don't have your best defensive players.
Yeah, and I can't say the same for Pete Carroll. I think just the way it looked over there. And, yeah, I think Pete is out of there. I think Gann is out of there.
I think we're all just going to agree to forget that Pete was ever coached the Raiders.
Yeah, just erase that from the books.
You know how you talk about forgetting bad memories? Yeah, like exactly. It'll just be kids in 15 years will have no idea that Pete ever coached the Raiders.
Yeah.
They're just not even going to know. We're going to collectively agree not to talk about it.
No reason to remember that.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, the Colts making another quarterback change. Riley Leonard will start for them in Week 18 over Phillip Rivers. What's the real headline?
I don't even have a joke for this. Real headline for me, why not just finish this season with Phillip Rivers? He's not hurt, and he wants to play. And Riley Leonard is not a clear part of your future. It's not like Anthony Richardson's healthy, and you're like, let's get him out there.
Yeah, that's true. I still think they want to see if he'd be worthy of a backup, maybe. Because, Phillip is done. He ain't coming back next year.
You never know.
It's maybe week 7, 8, 9, and they need a 45-year-old to come in and save the day.
Once again, we have to call it 45-yeard Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, but I think this is a trial for Riley. Are you good enough to hold it down at this backup spot?
Yeah.
And I heard that they were going to play Riley this past week, but they still had a chance to get into the playoffs, and Phillip had been working with the ones, so they wanted him to keep it rolling. I'm not mad at it. If I'm Phil, I'm leaving, though. I'm like, all right, man, I'm done here. I'm going back to my kids. You guys take care. I appreciate the opportunity.
I can't tell if it's good or bad news for either of these two quarterbacks, considering the opponent. Is it good or bad news for Phillip Rivers because they're playing the Texans? Is it good or bad news that Riley's getting the start because they're playing the Texans? This is a tough defense to have either your first start or your last one at 44 years old.
Yeah, they're like, let's see what you can handle.
Yeah, out of selfishness and curiosity, I want to see 44-year-old Phillip Rivers. It was very cool. It felt like vintage football.
It was vintage.
A throwback a little bit, which makes me feel old saying, but it felt very cool to see Rivers back out there. There's something about time away, too. Like, think of your feelings. A lot of people don't like Aaron Rodgers right now. He's certainly had a decline in popularity over the last couple of years. If Aaron Rodgers came back into the league at like 40, he's 42 now, let's say 46, people would be like, this is kind of cool. All of a sudden you like Aaron Rodgers. I think just something about coming back makes someone entirely easy to root for. Because I know people didn't like Phillip. Not everyone loved Phillip Rivers. He was a trash talker.
Nah, you appreciate him.
Yeah.
You appreciate him more now.
Yeah.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3. Ryan Divish of the Seattle Times says the Mariners don't want to include big league talent in a potential trade for Brendan Donovan, but are open to including pitching prospect Jurangelo St. What's the real headline?
And who else? Because not dealing from the big leagues bump to me is fair, but everything comes at a cost.
Yeah, there's going to be more than just that on the table if you want to get this guy. And I'm okay with them not trying to take big league talent because it's like, look, the nucleus of this team is important. They got you there. They understand how to win now, which is weird to say. They understand how to win. You don't want to pull from this rotation. Don't even talk about Julio, Cal, Josh. It just makes sense to me, but you're right. They're going to ask for more. What are you willing to give up?
Yeah.
But this makes me feel like they're going to trot out the young guys at the start of the season and hope that they develop fairly quickly.
I was still really hoping they could get a deal done for Donovan, and they certainly can. It's possible, but I think it's going to... I wish I could be a fly on the wall for conversations about the pieces they're willing to deal. Because again, Justin Hollander told us at the beginning of last season, we made a very specific choice not to deal our starting pitchers, and we feel pretty confident with that. And he ended up being right. The organization ended up being right in betting that depth there was the most important thing they could do. They ended up having injuries to basically everyone. And that was a problem that didn't end up costing them, I think, in part because they had pieces there. So I've done a 180. Initially, I was like, you have to make a sacrifice. What about Brian Wu? And then we had this season, and now I'm all aboard the approach of, like, do not deal these guys. But you can't then hang on to all of your prospects, your top prospects. Like, you have to make a very uncomfortable decision somewhere. They know that. I'm just wondering what other names they're looking at. I can't imagine it's Emerson or anyone like that, but
There's
is
somebody
it?
in there.
Yeah, but like how big are these names? Are we talking top 3, top 5? Certainly top 10, without a doubt.
Top 5 for sure.
Yeah,
a couple top 5s.
I mean, I think the ones people feel most attached to, Ryan Sloan, Cade Anderson, Colt Emerson, maybe Laz, and then outside of those guys, everyone is a tradable piece, but those are the names I hear most people say, please don't touch this guy.
Send your offer. Email it to us.
Yeah.
We'll approve it or not.
Coming up next, the 15 finalists for the 2026 Pro Football Hall of Fame class have been announced. NFL headlines up next.
Hey, everybody, it's Bob Stelton here along with Dave Wyman from the Wyman and Bob Show. And it's going to be tough, Dave, to top 2025. The Mariners, 8 outs away from the World Series. The Seahawks, as we sit, are the #1 seed in the NFC. How do they top that in 26?
How about Mariners to the World Series and the Seahawks win the Super Bowl in 2026? What do you think?
I can't wait. Merry Christmas to all of our listeners. Happy New Year. Have a good one, everybody.
What Bob said.
Guys, if your energy is low, your strength isn't what it used to be, or your drive feels off, it's not just getting older. For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, you can start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation, so you get real answers about your testosterone levels and overall health. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. This isn't guesswork or one-size-fits-all treatment. Revive specializes in personalized, closely monitored testosterone care designed to help men feel stronger, sharper, and more like themselves again. With over 120,000 patients treated since 2011, Revive Men's Health is trusted for results, not hype. If you've been putting this off, now is the time to act. Claim your free T-check and consultation and see if you qualify for 25% off TRT. This month only. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
We've all been there. Sleepless nights, mind racing, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Video security, burglar alarms, fire alarms, access control, 24/7 monitoring, and more. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy, knowing we're here for you, your people, and your business. Visit bayalarm.com to talk to a local security expert. Bay Alarm, we got you.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event this Friday, January 2nd through Sunday, January 25th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event starting this Friday. Discover the D.R. Horton difference. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
What does VA mean to me?
A place for my daughter to call home. Thanks to the VA Home Loan.
A new lease on life. The best healthcare team I've ever had is here at VA.
And education, and the opportunity to open doors I never thought possible with my GI Bill.
The financial support I need to manage the disabilities I developed because of my service.
Get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
Gonna let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN.
Seattle Sports.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Charlie's battery is struggling to start. Not ideal before the tailgate, so he goes to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone.
Where a friendly AutoZoner tests his battery for free. Looks like he needs a new one, so he gets a Duralast battery.
Have fun and stay warm.
And he makes it to the tailgate early enough to get his favorite spot. Free battery testing and charging. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Take a look around the NFL. We are going to start with the Pro Football Hall of Fame class. 15 finalists for 2026 have been announced. Up to 5 can be elected. Earl Thomas, by the way, was not named a finalist in his second year of eligibility. Most popular names, Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Frank Gore. Not everyone deserving of getting in is getting in, clearly. Luke Kuechly, Eli Manning again, Jason Witten, Reggie Wayne.
It's a tough class.
I know. I think
I'm going Breeze, Fitz,
Adam Vinatieri.
Kuechly.
Your hatred continues.
Woodson.
Breeze for sure is getting in.
Wayne.
Fitzgerald for sure is getting in. Wayne. Witten?
I just told you who's getting in.
I know, but I'm just
Breeze,
verifying.
Fitz,
yes.
Kuechly,
yes.
Woodson,
yes.
Wayne.
No Witten.
Nah, he can wait.
He's got that cowboy sway.
It's got to be like his third time.
Yeah, but Witten was only was he ever the best tight end in the league when he was playing?
No, but doesn't he have the
He's got
all-time
numbers.
receiving? Yeah.
He does have numbers.
Yeah, he's got career numbers.
He wasn't fast.
But he's a cowboy.
He's a cowboy.
He was a cowboy.
Isn't he calling games now?
No, remember he had that one bad season of Monday Night and never came back into the booth?
Dang. They should give me a chance.
They should.
I'd kill it.
What current player do you think I can see this guy being phenomenal in the booth?
Current player?
Current player. I know I'm skipping from the Hall of Fame talk, but I also like this conversation.
Current player, you got to start with quarterbacks, right?
I know.
And I would probably.
I want to hear Phillip Rivers in the booth. I'm counting him as a current player. His press conferences have been so funny, and I want to continue to hear him break down opposing defenses.
I think Josh Allen would be good in the booth.
Yeah.
He's got a good personality.
I think Baker Mayfield would be good.
Yeah.
He's a good talker.
He'd say something controversial for sure.
He would.
But
Matthew
he'd be
Stafford
bold.
might be good. Matthew Stafford might be good.
It's going to be someone that we're least expecting. It's going to be...
Like Deshaun Watson.
I don't think any network is touching him. I think
a left turn. No, I was thinking of like
return.
a random backup that'll end up being, it's not Nick Foles. but
Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, like it'll end up being someone that, because sometimes the best voices and smart voices and guys that end up being great, like they weren't Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
They're just guys who love the game and get the game and break it
They
down.
play with Hall of Famers.
The TV voices that are going to be emerging 10 to 20 years from now are usually the guys who are on the most dominant team of that time. So like Troy Aikman with the Cowboys, Michael Irvin with the Cowboys, whatever.
It's going to be Kelsey.
Yeah. I don't know who else on that Chiefs team is going to be in media, but like you see like Julian Edelman, Gronk, Tom Brady, they're all over TV now.
Yep.
So it's somebody from the Chiefs, I think.
Bobby Wagner is on the verge of joining an elite linebacker group. He needs just 5 tackles on Sunday to become the 3rd linebacker ever to register 2,000 career tackles. Only Ray Lewis and London Fletcher have more. He's less than 60 tackles away from Lewis's all-time NFL record of 2,059.
So he got to play one more year.
One more year.
And I think
But he can get that.
a team will give him another year, too. Bobby's still one of the league leaders when it comes to tackles. Are you Pro Bowler this year?
Probably.
I don't know, but he usually ends up as an All-Pro.
He can get those 59 in half a season.
Yeah. Then retire.
Yeah. Will Andy Reid be back for another season in Kansas City? He was asked that question on Monday.
Listen, I think I'm coming back, right? If they'll have me back, I'll come back. You never know in this business, Matt. So that's a tough one, but I plan on it. Yeah.
I plan on it. It's funny. It's kind of the fake out of when it starts. No. I could never. But yes, I do. I plan on it.
Yeah, there's no reason why he shouldn't come back. You didn't have a great year. Your quarterback was banged up. Receivers were coming in late. Yeah, you're getting old defensively. Kelsey's not going to be there. I think he's going to want at least another year to try to fix some things.
Crazy day for the Diggs brothers. Stephon Diggs is facing a felony charge of strangulation and a misdemeanor assault charge from an alleged incident on December 2nd. I forgot about this incident predating today, so I got the breaking news notification. It was like, wait, what?
This is for Trevon Diggs, right?
No, Stephon.
That's for Stephon Diggs?
Yeah.
Who are you choking out?
It was what would you say? It was a personal chef?
Yeah.
Tripping.
Curtis sent us screenshots of the texts, which are not radio friendly, so
Goodness
I can't read them on
gracious.
air. And then the Cowboys are waiving Trevon Diggs after just 2 seasons. Remember when it was like...
He was like the dude.
Yeah.
Would he have like 10 interceptions one year?
Was it 10?
It was like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
I think a few of them got returned to the house. Yeah.
And then he got banged up, toward his ACL? Probably
Yeah, and
after
then,
that.
I mean, he just wasn't stopping guys either. He was
That was the theme. That was it. He had a lot of interceptions, but a whole bunch of catches on him at the same time.
Anyways, that's that.
Diggs, hey, congratulations on your baby, though, Stephon.
Yeah. And Cardi. Are we about to see big changes in Baltimore if they miss the playoffs? Again, it's win and get in for either the Steelers or the Ravens on Sunday night. John Harbaugh was asked if he's thinking about his job security.
You just really don't have the space for that. It's just not something that you have the ability to think about. It's not important. If it was important, it had an impact and a bearing, then I think you'd think about it. But you think about it because it's always that way, so it's probably all that stuff makes it all kind of interesting and kind of fun and real. It's sports, that's how sports are. And I think that's part of the intrigue of it all. So I feel like really honored to be a part of that. And if I was just being honest with you, I feel really honored to be a part of it. I know there's always pressure. There's always pressure, but, I think it was Billie Jean King who said pressure is a privilege, right? Was it Billie Jean King who said that? And that's something that is earned, so we feel like it's something very worthwhile to be in games like this. And if those are the things that are being talked about along with that, that's okay. That's a privilege too. So let's get to work and let's go try to play our best game, try to coach our best game.
I do not want to be the reporters tasked with asking Andy Reid, John Harbaugh, and Mike Tomlin about their job security over the next week. That being said, thoughts on Harbaugh's tenure with Baltimore, longest in the league, and moving forward?
You got a Super Bowl, right?
Harbaugh? Yeah, right?
I went with Flacco.
Was that 2012? Mm-hmm.
All right. My thoughts. I think one, to your first comment, the people or reporters who are going to ask them about their job security at least are people they're going to be familiar with.
Yeah.
So there's not going to be some random dude, and they're going to speak respectfully. I think it's up in the air. I mean, there's some things floating around with Lamar that you just don't know. I think Tomlin's more safe than Harbaugh, I feel like.
Really?
Yeah, because I think that Tomlin calls guys out and holds everyone accountable. From what I hear with John Harbaugh, he might have been covering some things up over there. And Lamar's his guy. Like, Tomlin don't have a guy over there. Aaron ain't his guy. So I'm looking at Tomlin if they win, and I think he's for sure good.
What if they lose?
If they lose, I think I'm still leaning towards he's good, but there's going to be a conversation.
What if they win but lose in the playoffs, and it continues that pattern of, like, he just gets to the playoffs and it's a bare minimum?
Because him getting to the playoffs with his team, though, is an accomplishment.
I think people still had higher expectations for the team with the pieces that they have.
What was your expectations?
They shouldn't have, but they have a lot of money sunk into. I mean, I guess they don't have some of those defensive players out there, though.
Watt is out. Ramsey old.
Yeah.
DK out last 2 games.
Their approach to the season was just like, this is it. We are all in. We're getting these older players. We have the most money invested in defense. We're bringing in Aaron Rodgers, who's obviously a short-term solution to help us get to the promised land. And that was the plan. And I guess I was thinking, like, well, they're just missing DK and TJ Watt, but no, it's more than that. Yeah, I don't know about. I feel like Reed is the safest by far.
Yeah, Andy Reid for sure.
It's just people being frustrated there because the bar is so high for excellence. And I don't know what happens with Tomlin and Harbaugh. Both amazing coaches, Hall of Fame coaches. Maybe nothing at all. It's just that when you establish a culture of success, that's the bar. Coming up next, the biggest thing that's changed for the Seahawks this time around in their game against the 49ers.
Charbonnet breaks the tackle and he's in. Touchdown, Seahawks!
Setting up the biggest game of the season.
A critical, huge NFC West battle against the San Francisco 49ers.
Seahawks are going to play for the NFC West title, the #1 seed, and the first round bye.
Holy catfish!
It doesn't get any bigger than this.
Let's go do it. Let's go rip it.
Seahawks 49ers. Saturday. Kickoff at 5. Pre-game at 2.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Look, it's never too early to plan for retirement, right? Whether it's decades away or maybe just around the corner, Trajan Wealth's fiduciary advisors can ensure you feel prepared for this financial shift. It's Mike Salk here, and my friends at Trajan Wealth offer tailored insights and strategies designed specifically for investors with $500,000 or more in savings looking for ways to optimize those funds. Start with an introductory meeting. That's what I did. They'll explain their strategy, which is tailor-made to your specific needs and goals. They'll help you with the accumulation phase of life, which most of us are in now, but then also with the plans for using that money in retirement and beyond. All without paying more than your fair share in taxes, right? Super helpful for someone like me who doesn't exactly spend every day staring at stock quotes. Call the fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth today to schedule your free consultation at 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300 or TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health, it's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
D.R. Horton's National Red Tag Sales Event starts this Friday, January 2nd. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
More than 4,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year in Washington state. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda with Northwest Hope and Healing. We provide a lifeline to breast and gynecologic cancer patients, and you can help us make a difference. Join us for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of wine tasting and inspiration on January 31st at Mary Hill Winery in Woodinville's Wine Country. Get your tickets now for Cork, Fork, and Support. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more.
With football season comes colder weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here with Keith Dashafee from locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. So Keith, what's your next big play?
Well, Steve, right now get 40% off qualifying installs or no payments and no interest for 12 months on approved credit.
Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com. The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker the third!
Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Will?
When I was 50, my whole life fell apart. I lost my job, I lost my wife, I lost the house, I lost pretty much everything except for my life. When the IRS came calling, I just didn't have it in me. I felt like Wile E. Coyote, just waiting for that IRS anvil to drop.
Then Will found Tax Relief Advocates.
I heard their advertisement on the radio, I wrote down the number, and I made the call that changed everything. The IRS gave me a bill for $40,000. Tax Relief Advocates got that down to $3,200. I've paid 9 cents on the dollar. Now that's a great deal in anybody's book.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Will did and call TRA for a consultation.
But for me, the real win is I got my life back.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-488-2578. 800-488-2578. That's 800-488-2578.
I bet you folks are glad to be done with your shopping. Hopefully, all your gifts went well. But there's one last store to visit, this time just for yourself. Your chance to get one of the top-rated Samsung, LG, or Sony TVs at a crazy low price. Where? At Video Only's year-end clearance sale. A great way to end the year. If you don't check out these deals at Video Only, you'll be sorry.
We are well into the rainy season, Seattle, but it's not too late to get your roof replaced. Schedule your free estimate at 3treeroofing.com and get $500 off your roofing project this winter. Our certified technicians build a custom plan for your home, ensuring a worry-free installation even in the winter months. Replace your roof now while material prices are low and lead times are short. Stop wasting your time on costly repairs and Band-Aid fixes. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free estimate today and secure your $500 discount. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
The Seahawks 2025 regular season is bookended with games against the San Francisco 49ers. The first time around, Seattle's offense was still getting into the swing of things. Jackson Smith-Njigba had a great day, but everyone else kind of struggled. We didn't see a lot of play action, and we ended up seeing the offense really take off afterward. Defense obviously looked phenomenal, but it was a 17-13 loss for Seattle. This time around, what is different for Seattle? What's changed? How do they look and feel like a different team 17 weeks later? That's what we're talking about here. I do have some sound from Daniel Jeremiah. Do you want to start with defense?
Sure.
Okay. This is what he says about the Seahawks defense compared to that first game.
Well, I thought that the coverage for Seattle was a lot more loose than it is now. I mean, I just think they're a lot more connected. In that game, it was a lot of too high shell, a lot of just getting a ton of depth with those safeties, and there was just some room. And they attacked it. Shanahan's so good with that. He hits a seam. They leak the fullback out to hit a hole shot to Juszczyk down the sideline. Just kind of attacking that. They're running out of there. He checks the ball down. They end up getting explosive out of that. And then, 27 got beat by Pearsall twice down the field. But I just thought that I thought the coverage now, the way they're playing, is much tighter, and I thought that the pass rush has only gotten stronger and stronger. And they did a good job against the run. They only gave up one explosive run in that first game against San Francisco.
Let's go all the way back to week 1, 27. Week 1, obviously not a great day, but Ricky Purcell had 2 deep catches there, 45 yards, the longest play of the day for either team, 26 yards, both of them moving the chains, but the 3rd and 8, 26 yards was also pivotal there. And then a deep completion to Juszczyk for 25 yards, 25 yards to McCaffrey, again, tightened up against the run, but still some explosive pass plays allowed. 24 yards to Purcell, illegal use of hands added on. Just lots of, I mean, we were all talking about Rick Woolen after this game and about the secondary and how it wasn't the best day against the pass.
Offense wasn't great on 3rd down, 3 for 10. The Niners were 7 of 14. They were also 2 for 2 on 4th down. The Hawks were donut for donut. Both quarterbacks were sacked 1 time. I think the main thing, you touched on it before when you're opening up this thing up, it was the offense didn't look like the way it does now. There was no play action. And that was the one thing that I was looking for. I'm like, all right, well, I've watched Kubiak with the Saints, and I kind of understand what he wants to do. So for them to come out and not have the play action that I thought I was going to see was a bit disappointing. Also, you had Zach Charbonnet with 47 yards on 12 carries. You had Ken Walker, 20 yards on 10 carries. The run game wasn't what we thought it could be. Last couple of weeks, that's been looking better. He did have 2 interceptions, right? You caused 2 interceptions, picked off Brock Purdy twice. So defensively, it felt like these guys were in a good place. Offensively, it was almost like Kubiak had to go out there and see who he had and what he really could do before he could commit to something. Because if you look at the game after that, you put up 31 against the Steelers. We got more play action. You ran the football. You got 100 yards from Kenneth Walker. That first game was kind of like, I'm just going to fill it out. I'm going to fill it out and see exactly what I can do. So what can be different this game? You got a couple less players to worry about. You got Dick Bosa who's going to be out, Fred Warner who's going to be out. Also, during that game, George Kittle was out early as well, and so was Nicky Moore. He only played like 4 plays, and then he was out. So roster-wise, there's going to be a couple more guys out there. You're going to see Ty Okada this time instead of Kobe Bryant. It's hard to look at the box score and say this is where they need to improve because the teams are different.
Yeah.
Literally, week 1 to 18. So what can be different? I think Sam Darnold can be a bit more efficient. He didn't throw for any touchdowns. No interceptions either. I'll take that. But
a fumble.
What you do, he did fumble at the end of the game, but that was
that wasn't his fault. That wasn't his fault.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But what you can do is you look at this game and you see how they tried to attack you then. You don't spend too much on it, though. You look at these final 3 games against the Panthers, the Rams, the Colts. Excuse me, I'm looking at the wrong schedule. Whatever the last 3 that the 49ers played, and you say, all right, this is who they are. What are they still doing from week 1, and what are they doing now? So it's tough, but I do like it because you got your first crack at the Niners, almost got them, and you get another one now.
That was a low-scoring game, 17-13. Niners are averaging 40-plus points per game over the last 3. Daniel Jeremiah said that offense is humming right now.
San Francisco is also offensively they're humming right now. I mean, they were an absolute machine the other day. I went back and watched that tape again, and I'm like, I'm going to sort through and watch all their explosive plays and try and find some connectivity. And it's like, nope, that's a large menu you got to defend against.
You know what strikes me?
He's going to combine it with this one. He talks about why teams haven't been able to exploit Brock Purdy's lack of arm strength.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have a huge arm, but he makes up for a lot of it with anticipation. And this offense is just one, layered throw after layer throw after layer throw, which he's excellent at. And because the running back, you create separations in the levels. Like that to me is one of the keys about defending them is you have to maintain your level discipline. You got to have 3 levels and make him fit balls into those windows. When you're linebackers and you watch the Chicago game, there's a bunch of big plays where they're all getting pulled up to the line of scrimmage to stop that run game, and they're replacing them right behind them with in cuts. They hit him with a bunch of that stuff. Given easy access, inside access, he's going to hit you on slants. And
I know you agree with DJ on that one when it comes to how to defend San Francisco.
Yeah, and he described just their offense perfectly. It's the levels, man. It's and the running backs help create separation in those levels because when your running backs are hitting the flats, your flat defenders, whether it be a corner, he has to stay down and play that gray area, respect it. Or if your corners are getting deep, it's your outside backers. They're expanding. So if they can catch you, I would say the 49ers want teams to come out in a one-high look. That means you're playing cover 3 or playing man. Or you come out in a one-high look, that means your corners are going to clear, and either your safety who roll down and your other back are going to have to expand, which creates a bigger passing lane in between your two interior linebackers. So I think that if you are the Hawks, I think you show a too-high look and you robber that one corner with one safety with any crossing routes, and you play like a 2-match or a 4-match. I think it's essential you give that too-high look to start. They start running the football, obviously you got to get a body in the box and do that. So, that's all we've been talking about when it comes to this San Francisco offense is that they're going to layer you and they're going to try to expand you. And most of these teams who run an offense like this, the Niners, the Rams, the Seahawks, where are the biggest plays? In the middle of the field because they are expanding you and going across the middle and hitting it. So, McDonald will win it on paper. We'll see what the humans do.
It'll happen on the field. We're going to continue our preview for this game with a couple things here. Hype Train's coming up at 1:30. Obviously, 4-down territory at 1:15. Get your questions in for what I need to know. If you have any lingering questions about this game, about the holidays, about anything, I don't care. 866-979-3776. That's coming up at 1:45, a little under an hour from now, but you can send them in before then. Coming up next, Benjamin Solak talks about the elephant in the room.
Charbonnet breaks the tackle and he's in. Touchdown, Seahawks!
Setting up the biggest game of the season.
A critical, huge NFC West battle against the San Francisco 49ers.
Seahawks are going to play for the NFC West title, the #1 seed, and a first-round bye.
Holy catfish!
It doesn't get any bigger than this.
Let's go do it. Let's go rip it.
Seahawks 49ers, Saturday. Kickoff at 5. Pregame at 2.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
30 years ago, Davis Law Group was founded to be the best law firm for our clients and our community. Our core values are to win, help, and serve. It means our success is defined by the difference we make in our clients' lives and the impact we can have in our community. Not by giant settlement checks or shiny offices. Our mission to lift up the vulnerable extends beyond the courtroom to our charity partners, promoting safety, uplifting students, accident victims, foster youth, and the elderly. If you've been injured and want better results for your claim and for all of Washington, call Davis Law Group today.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net. This month, Day and Night gives you a free furnace with the installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. DayandNight.net.
Snakes, zombies, sharks, heights, speaking in public. The list of fears is endless. But while you're clutching your blanket in the dark, wondering if that sound in the hall was actually a footstep, the real danger is in your hand, when you're behind the wheel. And while you might think a great white shark is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Guys, feeling low energy or low drive? It could be low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health, start with a free T-check and consultation. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off TRT. Book now at ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Charlie's battery is struggling to start.
Not ideal before the tailgate, so he goes to AutoZone,
Welcome to AutoZone.
where a friendly AutoZoner tests his battery for free. Looks like he needs a new one, so he gets the Duralast battery.
Have fun and stay warm.
And he makes it to the tailgate early enough to get his favorite spot. Free battery testing and charging. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Big Nation Station reminds listeners many uniformed personnel and healthcare providers will spend this holiday season working hard to keep us safe. These heroic men and women spend long hours away from home, protecting our freedom and providing critical medical care. Please thank them for their many sacrifices and putting their lives on the line for us every day. Happy holidays to you and yours from the entire team at Big Nation Station. We've got a complete stock of beverages, snacks, hot food, and more, and are wishing you and yours a very happy and safe holiday season.
Hurry, it's your last chance to donate your car to Cars for Kids for 2025. Any car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Act now for your maximum 2025 tax deduction and vacation voucher. Call 877-CARS4KIDS to donate. That's CARS with a K.
Bonneville, Seattle, and Seattle Sports are looking for organizations that regularly distribute information about employment opportunities to job applicants or have job applicants to refer. If your organization would like to receive notifications of job vacancies, please notify Human Resources at 1820 Eastlake Avenue East, Seattle, Washington 98102, or email us at seattlealljobs@bonneville.com or call 206-726-6902. Bonneville is an equal opportunity employer.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
ESPN's power rankings are out, and the Seahawks are holding steady in the top spot. The Patriots, Broncos, 49ers, and Rams round out the top five. Speaking of the top, the NFC and AFC's top seeds, plus 4 division titles, remain up for grabs in Week 18. Seattle, San Francisco battling it out for the NFC West and number 1 seed in the NFC this Saturday at 5 p.m.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. You know, I mentioned it in my snapshot today, but ESPN, in their power rankings, have the Seahawks at number 1. And Bump, I don't know how many people are solely convinced, entirely convinced the Seahawks can get this done. Now, I think that part of that is like an especially notable amount of parity in the league this year, where it's like, okay, no Kansas City Chiefs. Baltimore, 500 team. Steelers didn't end up being much of anything. The Bills' defense is allowing a bajillion rushing yards per game. Like, there's no surefire, obvious team that's just completely steamrolling the rest of the league. So that's part of it, right?
Right.
But I think another big part of it is Sam Darnold. And I don't want to say talked around it. I think that everyone kind of goes into a conversation going, oh, you know, Sam Darnold, you've got some questions about him. But let's actually take time talking about it. Benjamin Solak pointed to it right away when asked about the Seahawks' offensive woes.
The long and the short of it, like the very simple last thing is that Sam is not playing well, right? I mean, like first 8 weeks of the season, Sam was playing lights out. We got to week 11. He played that Rams team. The Rams, he threw 4 picks against them. He looked flustered. He lost control, and he hasn't recovered. I mean, he simply has not recovered. He's underconfident in the pocket. He is padding the football. He is padding his feet. He is late to throws. He is inaccurate in tight windows. Like, everything that was working for him in the first 11 weeks has stopped working for him. And that, to me, is like, I don't know how you solve that.
Now, Bump. What I don't want to do heading into the most important regular season game in a make-or-break moment to get the number 1 seed is go, here are all the questions and concerns you should have about the Seahawks. That's not what this is about. What this is about is just calling out the elephant in the room and going, well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about Sam Darnold, what he is and isn't doing well, what he can fix, and what needs to happen in Week 18.
Yeah, it's when you look at the teams that people tend to just automatically believe in, there's a couple of things. One, they're proven, right? Josh, Lamar, even though Aaron in there, these guys who have been in the league, and I'm showing you they can win ball games. Or two, they're playing good football at a young age, like a Drake May. He's like, well, first, second year in the league, he's already doing this. Or Trevor Lawrence is kind of in that gray area. He's still young-ish, but he's doing it now. And he has the excuse that there's been some rotation at the coaching staff over there.
The Jags
are
his excuse.
You give him the benefit of the doubt. With Bo Nix, you look at him and you say, well, he's connected to Sean Payton. His numbers might not be great, but he's connected to Sean Payton.
Yeah.
You come down to the NFC, you look at Caleb Williams. Oh, my God, he's with Ben Johnson now, and he's young. He's got time. He can mess this up. Jalen Hurts, he doesn't need to play great because he's won before. He's actually having one of his better seasons when it comes to touchdown passes. And then Brock Purdy, okay, we've done that before. Sam is in his own category. He's been in the league for a while, so he seems older to people, but he's really young when it comes to his playing experience or playing just with quality talent around him and quality coaching. But the reason why fans and analysts feel like teams can win is because of the quarterback position. So you look at Sam, and he's not even an elephant in the room. He's just in the room, and everyone's looking at him like, hey, man, hey. Elephant in the room is kind of like you dance around it a little bit, and I think sometimes people do dance around it. But when we're watching highlights and promos and all that good stuff, it's all about the dang quarterback. And as of late, he was not playing like he was when he started the season, right? Against New Orleans, he had 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. In Green Bay, he had 4 and 1. Obviously lost that game. Washington, he had 4 and 1 interception. And then after that Rams game, he had no touchdowns, 4 interceptions. You kind of shake it off against the Tennessee Titans, had 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Minnesota, you had 0. Atlanta, you had 3 and 1. Indy had 0. Rams, you had 2 and 2. Last one, you had 1 and 1. In my eyes, he is improving. He's not playing at that level that he was playing at, but he's improving. But at the same time, this defense has gotten better. The special teams unit has gotten better, and they've leaned into the run even more.
So you're saying he looks like a weakness in comparison to a really elite unit?
Yeah, if you're comparing him to the start of the season, I could see the concern. And I'm still concerned, right? You turn the football over, okay. But I also think that during that time, it was required that the offense put up those numbers, right? It was a different approach to that whole thing. And as the season progresses, as coordinators, you kind of change the way you call plays. You change the situation with your players in. He needs to play good football. No doubt about it. Does he need to play great football? I don't think so. I don't think he needs to be elite of the elites. I think he needs to be above average. And I think that over the past couple of weeks, I've seen him make some of those above average throws once again. He's still trying to climb that ladder and get back to where he was or close to where he was, but the team has his back. They got him. He's going to be a big reason why this team has success or failure.
I think Sam's age, being still younger than like Joe Burrow, his age and his overall ceiling make him very interesting. Benjamin Solak, in fact, pointed to that ceiling. He's a number 3 overall pick.
You have to say yes because we saw it in September, and it's not fair to be like, that was September. It was 4 months ago. It doesn't exist anymore. So it is absolutely in the range of outcomes. However, if you made me bet money on, hey, the Seahawks lose in the NFC playoffs, what was it that brought the loss about? What was the big issue? I would put most of my money on Sam Darnold right now. That is very clearly the weakest point of this team.
Now, conversely, Ben did say, I could also see the Seahawks going to and winning a Super Bowl. And if you had me bet on why they did it, well, I'd probably say it's because the defense allowed 45 points over 3 games. So it's not like he thinks that Sam Darnold is like that the Seahawks can't do it. He just says the strength is clearly the defense. The weakness is clearly Sam Darnold turning the ball over and some of Sam Darnold's decision makings. However, I want to focus on the first part of that. The first part of the season, Sam Darnold was, by advanced metrics and basic stats,
the best in the game.
Best in the game. Completion percentage over expected was really high. So he was completing difficult passes more often than a replacement quarterback at that level. He was throwing, and then like basic stuff, he was averaging a ton of yards per pass completion. And we talked about it all season long. Benjamin Solak actually earlier in the season joined us and said, defenses are matching with base defense, and so they're getting these opportunities to throw downfield, and that's changed a little of late, probably corresponding a little bit with he mentioned like not having Elijah Arroyo and being able to put out as many tight ends, but maybe it's also with Sam struggling and not respecting the run. I have no idea what it is, but defenses are playing Sam Darnold and Seattle's offense a bit differently over the last couple weeks, and they need to adjust. It's not just a Sam fix-it thing. It's, okay, Clint, what are you going to do here? But I liked him pointing to Sam's ceiling as being high. You can't ignore his highs and only focus on his lows just because it fits your narrative of him being like a bust or something. You can't ignore him at his best.
No, you have to look at the whole picture. And I think it's important that we point out the flaws, the fumbles, the interceptions. But it's also important that we point out he has 9 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter or overtime since 2024, the most in NFL. He's shown that he can do it. It's also, we have to point out that he did put a drive together to help beat the Rams late. We also got to point out that he made some clutch throws to JSN this last game to get things going. It's easy to look at just the box score and paint your picture, right? Here's the thing, too, right? If I were to just look at Jalen Hurts' stat line for the whole season, I'd be like, dude's having a good season, right?
What are you guys complaining about?
What are you talking about? And what it doesn't tell you is that he didn't complete a pass in the second half last game.
You know they used him on the graphic, though, for the final score.
Did they?
Yeah, people were like, what?
Exactly. So it's and it's hard because you're going to have 60 to 70 opportunities to evaluate a player every game, especially at the quarterback spot. And it's difficult sometimes to look at the way that the game ended, right? Ended not the way that you wanted to, say, with Jalen Hurts, but you still got the W. But it's like, all right, but well, in my opinion, Jalen Hurts is just trying to take care of the football because he knew an interception or a turnover here could change the whole game. It's a decision-making. And I know that I felt at the ending of the last 2 games, I felt like Sam's decision-making was on point and helped win the football game. You needed the run game to get going. You needed your defense as well. It's a team sport. So it's always going to come down to Sam. It's always going to come down to Sam because he's going to have the ball in his hands. But if we understand who this football team is now and then what's required of Sam, I think that we can lower our expectations. Where Sam jacked up is he came out hot.
Yeah.
And he was number 1 in this category.
Raised the bar.
Number 1 in that category, which is fine, right? But who are they now? This is the same reason why I'm asking the question, who is this team now and how do we view them? It's the same way I'm looking at film with the 49ers.
Yeah.
Who are they now? I'm not going to ignore who they were week 1, but who are they now?
I think that I mean, I know the answer to that question, which is they are a good defense that is inconsistent but has the potential to make big plays. And they are an elite defense that is especially great in stopping the run and just hard-hitting, making tackles, open field tackles, all of that. But so during the break when we were talking about this a little bit, I said, I feel like people are hesitant to believe in things they haven't seen. And so we try to, as fans, go, okay, what's a team like this Seahawks team that's made it to and won a Super Bowl? And we can kind of think of stuff. People will be like, what about Trent Dilfer with Baltimore? And it's like, but even then, we're always simplifying. We're always eliminating. Like, maybe you haven't seen a team quite like this go to and win a Super Bowl before. Okay, that doesn't mean it can't happen. But also, we have. I mean, we've seen teams with defenses that are stronger than the offenses and like not top 5 quarterbacks win before. But sometimes I think we try to pool all of those teams together. Russell Wilson and the 2013 Seahawks are not the same as the Baltimore Ravens, who went with Ray Lewis and Trent Dilfer, and are not the same as the San Francisco 49ers in 2019 that had Jimmy G. That was a very good offense. So I just think that we try to pull them together sometimes to make sense of it.
Yeah.
And I think it's also because we hate being wrong. I think sometimes with the Sam Darnold thing, it's like no one's arguing he's the best quarterback in football, but a lot of people want to be right about him being bad.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. And I think you and I can sit there and say, well, we think a lot of the reasons why he was bad early is because he was with a bad organization.
Right.
With the New York Jets. Like, what quarterback have you seen go over there? We saw a Hall of Famer go over there and struggle with Aaron Rodgers.
Hates them.
You know what I mean? It's just, which is so unfortunate because all you see is him in that green and him saying, I'm seeing ghosts.
I know.
We've seen quarterbacks have years like Sam Darnold had last year and this year, win Super Bowls and not win Super Bowls, So it's just, I'm still early in my evaluation as far as his complete profile as a quarterback because you have to handle the opportunities that are in front of you. And this Saturday is going to be another one. If he goes out, stings the place up, does the same thing he did last year, then I'll be like, all right, it's getting to him. It's a bit too much.
Yeah.
But the last time I saw him in prime time, he bounced back and helped this team win a football game. And I just believe in what's happening with the run game, too. Like, I really believe it. It's not just me being biased. I'm looking at the film. I'm seeing the linemen get to their spots. I like the way Zach Charbonnet is running. It could be Zach. It could be Ken. Whatever. Flip it in. Whoever's hot, you ride the hot hand. I like how A.J. Barner's becoming more of an option in this deal. I love the way Cooper Kupp is blocking. Like, Cooper Kupp spraying 2 big runs from Zach Charbonnet and help A.J. Barner get into the end zone, and he'll sprinkle in 3 or 4 catches as well. I like JSN. It's not all about Sam, but it is about Sam. If Sam was asked to uplift the team the way Josh Allen has to do with the Bills, I say, nah, wrong situation for that guy. Josh Allen can do it because he's an MVP. I don't think Sam will ever be an MVP. No, he's a Pro Bowler. I don't think he'll ever be an MVP. So with what's surrounding him and how this team is playing right now, I can handle a turnover. I can handle 1. 2, so trip a little bit, all right? But I can handle a turnover.
Yeah, it's like a cheat day. You can get 1 turnover. You know what I mean?
Try to fit it in there, that little window. Go get it.
The second he throws an interception on Saturday, I'm going to clap. I'm going to be like, that's right, Sam. Get it out of your system.
Get it out of your system.
Get it out. That's right.
Yeah.
And now you can just shake it off and keep it moving. No, I think the Sam Darnold one is a fun conversation to have. It's just fascinating. I love talking about how we categorize people. Earlier, you talked about hating the idea of putting him in a box and wanting to still ride that wave and see what you make of it. I think that we jump at the chance to put players in boxes to understand them more and to compare them together and just to make it all make sense. Because then it becomes easier to predict. Well, if I know he's not going to win, then I'm never going to bet on the Seahawks to do it. Well, wait a minute. Sometimes it's more complicated than
we
that.
crowned Pat Mahomes real early.
Yeah, but he's
he balling though.
Yeah, we were right.
This is what we do though.
We were all right about that one. I think we nailed that one. All right, let's get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game. What former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, what did the Niners do that you want the Seahawks to do?
I want to do more of this. Like, you have to be yourself, but I want you to do more of this. They get out in 21 personnel. That's 2 running backs, 1 tight end. So that means Oots is in the mix, right? They do this 36% of the time. That's first in the NFL. And what that does is it forces the defense to bring in their bigs. You're not going to have 2 running backs back there, and you're going to stay in your dime or your nickel. The Hawks might stay in their nickel because they got Imawari who kind of changes the things. But they do that 36% of the time. They pass out at 46% of the time. The Hawks do it 13% of the time. They pass out of it 35% of the time. The reason why they're able to do that is because the Niners have the personnel for that. I'm going to touch on the personnel here later on in 4 down territory. But the reason why I want them to do that is because it creates more better matchup for JSN on the outside. If you come out in 21 personnel, you got JSN isolated, they got to come in their base defense and respect that run. You got to run it, then you play action off of it, and JSN has less guys in the secondary that he has to deal with. I mentioned it before. I think he's the best deep cross runner in the game right now. It's set up perfectly out of that formation. So we shall see, man. I love watching the San Francisco 49ers film, man. The stuff that Shanahan does is so fun to watch. It's creative. It stresses out your defense like Ben was talking about. I would love for the Hawks to do a bit more of that.
Who's the best play caller in the league right now? Is it Shanahan or McVay?
Take your pick. Honestly,
what would you rather have as a play caller?
I'd probably go with Shanahan. And the reason why I'd go with Shanahan is because he uses the fullback more. Obviously, he has a tight end game going. And it feels like it doesn't matter who's at receiver. Okay. He's going to get it done. Puka makes some stupid plays sometimes. Yeah,
So I've heard. Again, I couldn't watch last time. I've heard good things.
Well, I'll tell you. He almost won the game for them or allowed them to tie it up.
God.
But it feels like McVay gets guys open. Shanahan gets them butt naked.
Second down. What game are you going to play that you shouldn't?
Oh, well, they beat them, so then they should be good here. And they beat this team, so we should be good this team. But I'm doing it because I'm trying to convince myself that the Hawks having that #1 power ranking is merited. They're worthy of it, right? All right, so the Rams lost to the Panthers. Our guy, Bryce Young threw for 206 and 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns, moving the rock against him, right? Guess what? 50 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception against the Seahawks. I'm just saying. Let's go to the Falcons. Kirk Cousins did his thing a little bit. He didn't have to throw it too much. Bijan Robinson, 195 yards and 1 touchdown. 86 yards. No touchdowns.
The Seahawks defense would never.
The Seahawks would never. It's been 25 weeks. We don't see this.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen like this.
I don't even remember what it looks like when they allow a 100-yard rusher.
I hate this game, but I'm playing it right now because we know that it's a week-to-week type of league. Guys are available. Guys aren't available. Things happen in a game that makes you change your play calling. I get that, but I'm trying to convince myself and everyone else that this team is worthy of that number 1 spot. The Rams still scare the heck out of me, even after watching them lose to Atlanta last night. Because I don't think that Matthew Stafford is going to have another game where he throws 3 interceptions, 1 pick to the house. They put themselves in the tough position. That's your fault. Now you got to go to Philly and play in the cold and play against that defense. But no, I'm just comparing. I'm comparing, and I usually don't play this game, but I'm playing it today. 4-down territory, and I got to convince myself.
3rd down. All right, well, what's a matchup that concerns you this weekend?
Juszczyk. I got so much respect for the fullback for the 49ers. On the year, he has 26 targets with 23 receptions. Efficient. Longs of our gains of 25, 21, 23, a couple 12, the 14 is in there as well. It's not like his numbers are just going to wow you and drive you crazy. But when he does get the football, it's a big play. Last week or this past Monday, Brock Purdy scrambling around, finding Juszczyk in the end zone for a touchdown. And the reason why that matchup concerns me, I'm like, what are you going to do with Juszczyk when he's lined up as a running back, as a fullback? Are you going to put a linebacker on him? Are you going to ask Drake Thomas or Ernest Jones to cover this dude when he goes out to the flats or out just in the field? Or are you going to put Nicky Mawari there and have him follow him? Because it's tough, because what they'll do is they'll start Juszczyk on the right side, they'll motion him to the left side, they'll bring him back, and then he's going the other way. It's like there's so much you have to do on that second level to account for him. I know that when he's lined up at that tight end spot, Nicky Mawari is probably going to come down and he's going to cover him. I feel comfortable there. It's when he's in the backfield at the fullback spot, because they're going to leak him out. He's going to get 1 or 2 targets a game. And like I said, when he does get the football, it's usually a chunk play. So that's a matchup that I want to see. And then what are you going to do when Juszczyk is in the backfield, and if George Kittle plays, he's attached to the line of scrimmage? We know Nick has to go there, so now your linebackers have to cover Juszczyk, and you're going to stress the heck out of Drake Thomas. Love Drake Thomas. They've been picking on Drake Thomas in the past game because they know he has to cover the flats and cover those guys. So that's a matchup I'm interested to see. How is Mike Macdonald, the genius, how is he going to handle that matchup? It's going to be fun to watch.
Ben Solak earlier got him fired up in a good way, talking about Mike Macdonald. He loves Mike Macdonald. Speaking of, 4th down.
How you know going?
I guess I don't.
You do.
Earlier in the show, we talked with Benjamin Solak, ESPN NFL analyst. What stood out?
Talking about that defense.
I knew it.
He was talking about that defense.
I saw you laughing.
Yeah, it was just fun because he's talking, and I'm seeing all the film that I watch in my head. I'm like, yep, I see you, Ben.
He gets it.
The defensive line being able to occupy the O-line and allow the second level to fill the gaps late, right? To get in there late, to blitz late. Like you hardly see, it happens sometimes, but you hardly see the Hawks just show an all-out blitz and everyone goes. It's like, nah, we'll show, we'll bluff you, we'll simulate you, but most of the time they're blitzing from depth. I love that about this defense. And also, he talked about how Brock Purdy makes you right without the chalk. So what that means is, like I told you before, I've never lost a game on paper. I can line up, have all the gaps covered. If I'm working on the defense or offensively, learn how to beat you. But you can't account for Brock Purdy just hold on to the ball, scrambling, making guys miss, and dropping a dime like he did to Juszczyk against the Chicago Bears. That's the thing that worries me the most about the 49ers is Brock Purdy's ability to buy himself sometimes. He's quick, man. He ain't fast,
elusive,
but he's quick. He got that little twitch on him, man. I do not want to see him hitting the Dougie at any time on Saturday.
And it's going to be so clean.
It's going to be
That's
so
especially
clean.
Why I don't want to see it, because I know it's like, dang it. He really did.
He really did. So, Purdy makes you right when you got everything all lined up perfectly. when you figured out who's going to cover Juszczyk, when George Kittle has Nick Mawari on him, when the safeties are over the top, it's just the humans on the field can make you right at times. That's the thing that worries me the most about Brock Purdy. But I also think that with this defensive line, he's going to have himself a tough day.
You mentioned it actually yesterday, how you love that this season is bookended by the 49ers. And I'm thinking of that right now with just kind of, I don't want to say like how far the defense has gone. The defense has been great, basically wire to wire this season for Seattle. But I think that I would imagine if you sat down with Mike McDonald and you were like, do you think you've evolved this year? He'd be like, absolutely. I think we've taken steps forward in so many ways. So just as interesting as it will be to see this version of the 49ers and how good they look offensively, I'm really curious to see this version of the Seahawks defense, which I think is even better since week 1.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like,
better.
what kind of challenge are they going to pose Kyle Shanahan that he didn't have for the last 17 weeks.
And I know that Ben is concerned about Sam Darnold, which he should be concerned about him. But I think that over the past couple of weeks, he's made some of those throws again that make you believe that it's still in him.
Yeah.
He still got it. So, this is just what a time to be alive. All right,
Look at us.
You got the Seahawks, the Niners on Saturday, prime time for the #1 seed.
Going for 14 wins.
Let's go.
Let's see what's on tonight.
What's on tonight with Bump and Stacy, brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot. Now, here's what's on tonight.
Number 16, USC takes on TCU in the Alamo Bowl. Kickoff at 6 p.m. on ESPN. Hype Train coming your way next.
Hey, everybody, it's Bob Stelton here along with Dave Wyman from the Wyman and Bob Show. And it's going to be tough, Dave, to top 2025. The Mariners, 8 outs away from the World Series. The Seahawks, as we sit, are the #1 seed in the NFC. How do they top that in 26?
How about Mariners to the World Series and the Seahawks win the Super Bowl in 2026? What do you think?
I can't wait. Merry Christmas to all of our listeners. Happy New Year. Have a good one, everybody.
What Bob said.
Cliff Averill here, giving a big shout out to the biggest and the best in the Northwest. That's right, I'm talking about Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Time and time again, they've been voted the best resort and best casino with the best chicken wings. There's nothing like being the very best, so come check out everything this place has to offer. Hey, when they say the biggest and the best, they mean it. Everything's on the table at Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Find out more at muckleshootcasino.com and please game responsibly.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/investor day.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, it's Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic, and now that the holidays are over, there's no better way to start the new year than to lose those unwanted pounds. We have a proven system that can help you lose weight and get healthy. Avoid the stress of doing it on your own. No drugs, no injections, just teaching you how to reset your metabolism and turn your body into a fat-burning machine with lasting results. Using real healthy foods and lifestyle tips will help you lose weight, lower inflammation, and improve your metabolic health. Now's the time to end the cycle of weight gain and frustration. Schedule your free consultation online at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
I know it sounds hard to lose weight, but Eastside Weight Loss Clinic can make it easier with great recipes, a ton of support, and they'll keep your emotional state where you are dropping the pounds.
Join the thousands of people who've lost 20 to 30 pounds or more in just 60 days. It doesn't matter where you live, you can do our program in person or virtually. Schedule your free phone consultation today by calling 425-588-0080 or eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. In the past 5 years, we've seen thousands of men at our clinics. Most guys tell us the same story, that in their early 50s, it's not that they couldn't function, they just needed help. They started taking Viagra, and it worked great at first. But after a few years, it stopped working. The problem is that their arteries had become more restricted since they started taking it, because Viagra does not unclog arteries. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to target the real problem. We break down plaque and clear up the arteries so blood can flow like it did in your 20s. This restores function. And guys, listen to this. You won't have to take a pill anymore. So if this sounds like you, give West Coast Men's Health a call today and see how we can help.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-897-4400. That's 800-897-4400.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Rain on game day doesn't faze Dave. He's already got his poncho. Just needs to do something about those wipers. So Dave heads to AutoZone,
Welcome to AutoZone.
where a friendly AutoZoner helps him get premium quiet wipers and some hand warmers.
You're all set.
Now, if only his team can handle the elements as well as his new wipers. Get wipers, glass cleaner, and more with no hassles, just help at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for what I need to know coming up in 15 minutes. 866-979-3776. Right now, we're heading to the station for Hype Train. First one in some rumors from columnist Mike Preston out of Baltimore that Lamar Jackson and the Ravens could be at odds. This is your first Hype Train. Lamar Jackson will be a Baltimore Raven in 2026.
Baltimore has the 16th pick in the draft. This quarterback class is not the greatest. You got Mendoza, you got Sand, you have the kid from I forget his name, from Oregon. It's between him and Mendoza for the 1 or 2 spot. Dante Moore, I believe his name is. If he's not your quarterback, who's going to be your quarterback? Are you just ready to set up for a rebuild? Like, what are you doing over there? I think that they need to sit down and have a conversation and figure this thing out. Because Lamar is still one of the best quarterbacks of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't been healthy this year. Got some issues personally, I guess, with the team. I'm going to say they figured this out. I'm not on that train. Talk it out. Go to counseling. Talk to his mom, who's his agent. Like, let's get right.
Lamar Jackson, an exceptional talent with some interesting problems in Baltimore, Curtis. The report, again, from Preston, right? That's his last name?
Yeah.
Is that Lamar Jackson sleeps through meetings, that he's been late to meetings, that Baltimore would like to do their training camp practices in the morning, but they push it later for Jackson, who stays up late playing video games. I mean, stuff that you don't want to hear about for your 30-year-old quarterback. Is he a Raven in 2026, or do they trade him? Bump is not boarding. He thinks they figure it out.
I'm not going to board either.
Or excuse me, he is boarding. I got it backwards.
Oh, well.
That he will be a Raven.
Oh.
He will be a Raven in 2026.
Okay, yeah, so I'm boarding.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'll board as well. I think he is back in Baltimore in 2026. There's just not a lot of available quarterbacks heading into this season, and I think moving on from him, even despite the issues in the locker room and in the team meetings, I think those can be hammered out. And then, look, I mean, he's still, on the good side of 30, I'm pretty sure. I think he's still got some good football in him. I mean, he was just MVP 2 years ago?
For, a second or third time?
Second time. And, I mean, it looks like Kansas City is not going to be as dominant as they used to be for the next couple of years. So there's going to be opportunities in the AFC to maneuver your way to a Super Bowl. So I think Baltimore would be better off keeping Lamar Jackson and making smoothing things out. Maybe that means moving on from John Harbaugh. I don't know, but I think Lamar Jackson is a Raven in 26.
Yeah, I'm boarding as well. I think that stories like this come out for lots of reasons. I mean, maybe they want to send a warning shot, right? Or maybe hear possible trade offers just to see what it sounds like. 3 first-round picks in 2 seconds? Or what you got? But overall, you deal with a lot of headaches from people who are that talented. Yeah. And his headaches sound tolerable, just kind of annoying, right? He's not getting into behavioral issues outside the building or legal issues.
No.
It's just he needs to grow up. Allegedly. Allegedly. Next up. Pete Carroll, a less than stellar debut season as the Raiders head coach. He is given another year in Vegas. You're boarding the train if you think Pete's back in 2026.
Number 1 pick. Got Geno Smith over there, though. Brock Bowers. Max Crosby. Jacoby Myers still over there? Jacoby?
Did they trade
he's
him?
in Jacksonville.
Yeah. Jacksonville. He gone, huh?
Yeah, he's about to be
He never
there.
wanted to be coached by Pete.
This is a tough one because I feel like he deserves another shot, but I also feel like it's just not meshing over there.
It's just not going to work no
Yeah,
matter what.
it just don't feel good. It just don't feel good. And I think Pete deserves to be in a spot that's a bit more advanced. I don't think he's a rebuild coach anymore. He's let me take an average team and try to make them great type of coach. So because of that, I think Pete's going to be like, you know what? This ain't the right fit. I went out. You get a new coach. Geno is probably somewhere else, and they start all over. So he is not going to be the coach next year.
Not boarding.
So I'm not boarding that.
Pete Carroll is given another year in Vegas. Bump is not boarding. You are only boarding this one if you think Pete's back in 26.
I'm not boarding, and I don't think we'd see Pete Carroll on the sideline ever again. Not to say that he's a bad coach, but I just think the game has passed him by. I think he is not meant for this era of professional football, and it would be a big risk for anybody to sign a head coach who's going to be 75 next year, coming off a 2-14 season if he is made available. I just don't see it in the cards for Pete Carroll. Hang it up. Don't ruin your legacy. Let's not do that.
I'm ignoring this part of his
exactly.
legacy.
So
what Raiders?
Hang it up. Potentially get into the Hall of Fame. Years down the road. You've done enough, Pete. Your legacy is secure in the NFL.
Yeah, I am not boarding either. I'm with you guys staying at the station. And in fact, I can't believe the Raiders went all of 2025 without a head coach. That's how I'm going to see it. It's just
they coach themselves.
Yeah. I don't see. What do you mean Pete Carroll was there? I don't remember that part of his career. He's an exceptional leader, an exceptional coach, future Hall of Famer for that reason. And it's been really, really cool for us all in Seattle to get front row seats to so much of that. But I don't think that he can save this team or give what they need. I think they need a more obvious rebuild. No, kumbaya culture, kind of we'll build this up from the ground up and get people fired up. They need we're going to the bottom of the barrel and cleaning everything out.
They just didn't have enough guys that were ascending. It was a lot of guys that were near the end of their careers. Geno, Tyler Lockett, Jamal Adams. Yes, you've got Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty on that roster, but who else? You don't got much else.
He would be the storybook. It would have been a really cool season to watch, but this isn't a storybook fix. This needs a rip the Band-Aid off moment.
Tear the house down.
Yeah. Next up. The next round of college football playoff games will include at least one upset. I will read them to you. So it would have to be one of these 4 teams winning. Miami over Ohio State, Oregon over Texas Tech, Bama over Indiana, Ole Miss over Georgia. One of those 4 wins, you're boarding.
I don't think Miami's going to touch Ohio State. I think Ohio State's defense is great. Got 2 really good receivers over there. Their quarterback is playing decent football, so that's not going to happen. I think Oregon can take down Texas Tech. Texas Tech has a tough defense, one of the best linebackers in the game right now. Probably one of the most expensive teams ever assembled in college football. So there's one upset. And I'm struggling with Bama and Indiana.
Don't you dare.
Because I know that Indiana can run the football too. Bama can't run that thing the way Indiana can run it. But my guy, Young Getty over there, got them boys playing. I'm not going to do that. And I think Georgia's going to take care of Ole Miss. So, yeah, I'm on boarding.
Okay.
Because I think Oregon will take care of Texas.
See one upset. There will be one upset in the college football playoffs Wednesday and Thursday. It would be either Miami, Oregon, Bama, or Ole Miss winning their matchups. Curtis, are you boarding? Bump is he's taking number 5 Oregon over number 4 Texas Tech.
I will board. And my upset.
You taking 2 upsets?
What? I'm taking a different upset than Bump. I am. Ole Miss is the people's champ, right? And I think they're going to continue this role. They're going to beat Georgia, and they're going to move on to the college football playoff semifinal. They're 6.5-point underdogs, but I think the Rebels get it done against the Bulldogs on New Year's Day. That's the late game. That's the Sugar Bowl between those two squads. So, yeah, I think Ole Miss continues. And I heard a rumor that Lane Kiffin is thinking about attending that game because it's in the state of Louisiana. I would love to see them win and do it in front of their old head coach and be like, look what you're missing out on, buddy.
Yeah. No, I won't board. Just make it interesting. Chalk. Next and last type train in. New Year's Eve is the most overrated holiday. Dumb.
I mean, the
Dumb
older
holiday.
I get, the more overrated it gets.
Thank you.
Now, in 06, when your boy turned 21 and I was in San Diego, woo! In my
The streets
zone.
weren't ready.
In my zone. I think once I hit like 31, 32, kind of like.
The shimmer from New Year's started to dim.
I can just be at the house, kicking it.
Yeah. What if I celebrate at 10:30?
Yeah, but I just celebrate the East Coast, you know?
Yeah.
Or whoever's in front of them. What is that, like
More East Coast.
keep going east?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there's another one out there that is just overrated, though. Because I do feel good when you wake up and it's a new year, like, hey, let's go get it.
Okay, so other holiday options. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Don't you dare badmouth any of those 3. St. Patrick's Day, 4th of July, Labor Day.
Yeah. No, I'm going to go 4th of July. So I don't do fireworks no more.
surprising. Overrated?
Overrated, man.
That's surprising. You're such a...
You know what my people were doing in 1776? Just saying.
Okay. All right.
I just want to be different because I know she's going to say New Year's. I know she's going to say New Year's is overrated.
Curtis, New Year's Eve is the most overrated holiday.
I would say in terms of fireworks holidays, 4th of July clears New Year's Eve by a mile.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve, yes, we're boarding that train. It's the most overrated holiday. You're cold. Everything's twice as expensive. You're up late. People get cranky when they're up late. You're hungry. There's never enough food at any New Year's party.
No. This is exactly right. I've never had a New Year's when I thought, wow.
What a way to ring in the new year.
What a holiday. Absolutely amazing. I hate New Year's.
No, go to bed at 10 p.m. and you'll be rested and refreshed
I'm
for
going
the
to
new
not
year.
stay up till midnight out of spite.
Yeah, you
oh,
are.
no, I will. Yeah,
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are.
I already told you.
You stayed up till midnight
I
on
know. I already
normal
told you.
night.
That's true. Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776.
Charbonnet breaks the tackle and he's in. Touchdown, Seahawks!
Setting up the biggest game of the season.
A critical, huge NFC West battle against the San Francisco 49ers.
Seahawks are going to play for the NFC West title, the #1 seed, and a first-round bye.
Holy catfish!
It doesn't get any bigger than this.
Let's go do it. Let's go rip it.
Seahawks 49ers. Saturday. Kickoff at 5. Pregame at 2.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Boy, am I glad to be done with my holiday shopping.
Oh, I know.
And now I just want to relax.
Me too. Well, except there's one more store we should check out.
Oh, no way.
Because this week, we can get a Samsung, LG, or Sony TV at an incredible price.
Really? Where?
At Video Only's year-end clearance sale. They're really cutting deals.
Because the holidays are over?
Yep, so this is our chance to get what we wanted for Christmas.
Are the prices really that good?
Yes, for 7 days they are, and Video Only has those top-rated models we were thinking about all on sale.
All right, the best stuff cheap is worth a trip.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
Want to make 2026 your year of adventure? Book that trip and learn a new language with Babbel. Go ahead, make a resolution you can stick to. Now is the time. Babbel's New Year sale is here. Unlock all of the languages on Babbel with the lifetime subscription for 65% off. Just go to Babbel.com and start today. Babbel teaches you relevant words and phrases, so you can start speaking with confidence in as little as 3 weeks. And because Babbel's bite-sized lessons fit easily into your daily routine and are easy to remember, you'll be talking like a local in time for takeoff. Dive into the world of language learning content with Babbel's videos, podcasts, and stories from around the world, full of culture bites and language learning tips. Turn your daydream into a destination this year with Babbel. But don't wait. This offer ends January 15th. Get Babbel's lifetime access for less at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
More than 4,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year in Washington state. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda with Northwest Hope and Healing. We provide a lifeline to breast and gynecologic cancer patients, and you can help us make a difference. Join us for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of wine tasting and inspiration on January 31st at Mary Hill Winery in Woodinville's Wine Country. Get your tickets now for Cork, Fork, and Support. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
Going to let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN.
Seattle Sports.
In today's fast-moving job market, staying ahead means keeping your skills sharp. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we help keep your capabilities cutting edge with our skills-based education programs designed to move your career forward. Explore more than 135 degrees and certificates in business, cybersecurity, and more. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start January 7th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Charlie's battery is struggling to start. Not ideal before the tailgate, so he goes to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner tests his battery for free. Looks like he needs a new one, so he gets a Duralast battery.
Have fun and stay warm.
And he makes it to the tailgate early enough to get his favorite spot. Free battery testing and charging. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Charlie's battery is struggling to start. Not ideal before the tailgate, so he goes to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner tests his battery for free. Looks like he needs a new one, so he gets a Duralast battery.
Have fun and stay warm.
And he makes it to the tailgate early enough to get his favorite spot. Free battery testing and charging. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
I know you guys have questions, whether it's about the holidays, life, this weekend's games. So get those sent in. 866-979-3776. Curtis, someone wanted you to revisit. They said, why do you think Ole Miss will beat Georgia?
Vibes, man. Hype train.
Vibes. Just vibes. That's Curtis gave his
There's no
answer.
logic in hype train.
No, he said America's team.
Yeah.
America's
Trinidad Chambliss.
Yeah, because they
One of the
earned
great
it.
names,
They
college.
deserve it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's reason enough. 86. I wish they're probably like, no, really.
Trinidad
dude.
James.
Wish I could give you more. We'll have at 10:30 tomorrow more of a preview for these games. 866-979-3776. If Sam Bradford's listening, says Joe, what advice would you give him for Saturday?
If Sam Bradford is listening?
I'd say get back in the league. The league needs you. No, if Sam Darnold was listening.
I'll say Sam Bradford, donate some of that money
No,
to a good cause.
Joe meant Darnold.
Sam Darnold, I would say be confident and let it rip, son. And I pat him on the back and say, you got it, kid.
Yeah, same. I'd say find JSN. Just keep finding JSN. Just find him. That would
Find
be me
11.
as an OC. We're like, so what'd you draw up? And I'll be like, so this right here is JSN. He's the first, second, third, and fourth read. Just keep following him. 866-979-3776. Why aren't the NFL playoff seedings just based on records, says the 206. That was introduced as a concept. It wasn't approved, though.
Yeah, it was. What was the deal behind it? Because then division championships mean nothing.
Yes. So it was people complaining that, like, it's been a complaint for a long time, but like with last year, the Minnesota Vikings had 14 wins and went on the road to take on a 10-win Rams team.
Yeah, but it's
It lost, but
then there's no divisions. There's no divisions, and then there's no. I think it's harder to kind of organize a schedule too in that way. I don't know. That's a good question.
I think
I like division championships.
me too. There's like kind of a. Would it be cool if the Seahawks could lose to San Francisco and still host either Carolina or Tampa Bay here in Seattle by virtue of record? Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's something sweeter about winning the NFC West and knowing you have that home field advantage as an advantage over your divisional rivals. I want San Francisco to have to go on the road.
Yeah.
I want the Rams to go on the road. I don't want them to play at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's my answer. Because spite.
Spite.
866-979-3776. What I need to know. Bump, have you ever gotten a gift from a fellow player or coach like the one Julian Love gave his co-players, a set of golf clubs and bags?
I wish. Now, I got a gift from my high school coach this year, and it was this whole bunch of Culver City football swag. Loved it.
Someone is debating me on the definition of a holiday. They said, you need to learn what a holiday is. And I said, what? They said, they're something you get off and you get paid for. It's Christmas. What? You can't tell me Christmas isn't a holiday.
That's
and
a
St.
holiday.
Patrick's Day and Halloween.
I think they're holidays.
Those are what are we debating? That's what a holiday is.
A holiday.
You stop that 206. What I need to know. Can the Hawks win Saturday night and bring us home another Super Bowl for real, says the 732.
Yes. Yes, they can.
Yeah, I genuinely believe that.
I believe.
There have been, I thought they could do it in 2015, maybe in 2020, and this year.
You want to hear a coincidence? 05, new Pope. Seahawks win 13
yeah.
games. You saw that?
Mhm.
Go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Was it 13, new Pope, 13 wins, Super Bowl. 25, new Pope, 13 wins.
I was listening to Pardon My Take, and they were like, What if the Seahawks should throw this game so that they stick at 13 wins and then continue the trend? Because does it still work if you get 14 wins?
I think it does.
I'd love to see them get 14 wins.
You can't get 14 wins without 13 wins.
Facts.
What I need to
right
know.
Bars.
Nobody's rooting for Oregon, right? Says the 509.
No one roots for them, but I think they'll win.
Not even if they were on fire. No. And I do like Dan Lanning against my will. I can't help it.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
I'd play for him.
Yeah, I'd run through a wall for him, but I hate him.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate that I feel that way. But he is a great head coach, and that eats away at my soul. But no, under no circumstances will I root for Oregon. There was a period of time where I thought, well, maybe the good of the conference. But what conference? I don't care about the Big Ten. There was a time when you wanted the Pac-12 to just have its recognition and have it shine, but not anymore.
I ain't gonna lie, when UW made it to the final,
you were rooting for them a little bit?
For the first time, I wasn't rooting for them, but I wasn't rooting for Bama.
Right. Yeah. So, let's see. Someone said, you're telling me the Seahawks can only win a Super Bowl in a year when there's a new pope? That's not good. Sometimes popes are popes for like 50 years, says the 509. I don't make the rules.
And they've been dipping in and out as of late.
Yeah. Someone said, go Ducks. You have transplants listening.
I don't care about
I don't care.
Ducks?
What?
Well, I suppose there's also someone who said they like the Eagles here. I'm supposed to listen to the Eagles, like root for the Eagles too?
Yeah, I went to UW. It's never go Ducks.
Never. Respect, though.
No
good
respect.
Program.
Disrespectfully.
They're a good program.
Disrespectfully.
You just said you like Danning.
Yeah, I do like Dan Lanning.
Dan Lanning. Man Blanning.
Did it again. Yeah, you can't trick me into rooting for the Ducks. Get out of here. I've been trained for too long to hate them. What I need to know. If the Niners play in LA or Seattle, it's a home game for us too. That's what this. Oh, you stop that. That's a Niners fan sneaking in here. No, it's not. Genuinely, week 1 was not that.
Nah.
49ers really tried to sell it as though they were taking over the stadium.
They lied.
You were liar, pants on fire. So I don't know what to tell you about that one. Wyman and Bob coming up next.
Let's start with the most obvious, Brock.
Brock and Solak.
His defense is really good.
Morning 6 to 10.
A lot of loss.
Yesterday was we can't block DeMarcus Lawrence, we can't block Leonard, we can't block Byron, we can't do anything, we can't push the ball down the field. We just can't compete with that defense that is just basically humiliated us in our own building.
Very, very attuned to not giving up the big play, but then the pass rush is a big part of that, and it gets home.
Only on Seattle Sports.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Guys, feeling low energy or low drive? It could be low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health, start with a free T-check and consultation. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off TRT. Book now at ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
Everybody loves the season of giving, but now the season of paying for it is upon us. That not-so-wonderful time of the year when millions of Americans open their credit card statements, stare in horror at the balance, and resolve then and there to find new ways to save money. If you're among those Americans, why not start by cutting your wireless bill in half right now with Pure Talk's Saver Plan? It's easy. You'll get unlimited talk, text, and 3 gigs of high-speed data on a super-fast, nationwide 5G network for just $20 a month. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Ho, ho, ho. And if you're active or former military or a first responder, you'll save an additional 20% every single month. That's pound 250. Say Mike Rowe for the gift that keeps on saving from America's wireless company. Pure Talk.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Hurry! It's our last chance to donate for 2025.
Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. K-A-R-S, Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today. Hurry! It's your last chance to donate for 2025. Last chance! Donate now for a 2025 tax deduction.
Boy, am I glad to be done with my holiday shopping.
Oh, I know.
And now I just want to relax.
Me too. Well, except there's one more store we should check out.
Oh, no way.
Because this week, we can get a Samsung, LG, or Sony TV at an incredible price.
Really? Where?
At Video Only's year-end clearance sale. They're really cutting deals.
Because the holidays are over?
Yep. So this is our chance to get what we wanted for Christmas.
Are the prices really that good?
Yes. For 7 days they are. And Video Only has those top-rated models we were thinking about all on sale.
All right. The best stuff cheap is worth a trip.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Bonneville, Seattle, and Seattle Sports are looking for organizations that regularly distribute information about employment opportunities to job applicants or have job applicants to refer. If your organization would like to receive notifications of job vacancies, please notify Human Resources at 1820 Eastlake Avenue East, Seattle, Washington 98102, or email us at seattlealljobs@bonneville.com.